Are we live?
It's 12:02. We should be live.
Oh, okay.
We need to be doing the thing.
Well, you're live.
I should be live. I still see black on screen, but that doesn't mean anything because there's a delay. Oh, interesting. Ah, there we are. Hey, it looks like I'm finally live. So I'm looking at the screen, trying to make sure it's actually going to work, and I'm looking over here, and I see myself now. So hopefully you see me seeing myself now. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Odin. I am here with Felicia. She's just off camera preparing something. Don't you need the foil?
I have the...
You have the foil. Okay, she doesn't need the foil.
I might need more foil.
And, oh, you're going to need more foil later. All right, more foil.
More foil.
And welcome to our Monday live stream. Every Monday from noon until about 2-ish Pacific time. The two of us do a live stream where we've been working on and building the Witcher cosplay. We've been working on the basic vanilla style Witcher armor. And it's actually been a lot of fun to work on this only on the live stream. It's one of those things where, geez, aren't you guys done yet? Well, we only do it for 2 hours a week, and then we're pretty distracted while doing it because it's a lot of fun talking to all of you who are watching us. So thank you for tuning in, and I've actually got some viewer mail to open up today in just about an hour. And, oh hey, looks like the chat's actually working.
All right. I didn't set it to turbo.
You didn't set it to turbo?
Nope.
All right. Did I lean over and block you completely from camera?
No worries.
Yeah.
I didn't see what I put in there.
There's a giant Odin blocking the toaster oven.
That has nothing to do with our build today, by the way.
Nothing to do with our build today. We're actually a cooking show finally. We got a toaster oven.
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts. Today we'll be making ice cubes and Pop-Tarts.
No, that takes too long.
Yeah, fair enough. Oops, I keep touching your Blue's Clues paw.
Oh, yeah, no, that's just garbage.
Oh, okay. You're not saying Blue's Clues is garbage.
No, but this isn't a clue.
Oh, okay. Oh, get a clue? Is that what you're telling me?
Oh.
What? Toaster oven, says the jack of all trades.
Yeah, toaster oven.
Toaster oven. We're getting a lot of hi Odins, and jack of all trades says hi Odin. You know who it is in the trademark all caps.
Well, hi Nicole. How are you?
There you are.
Hope your day is going well.
Oh, anime lover Sheridan's gonna be disappointed. First thing he says is, or they say is, grilled cheese sandwich with Witcher build.
No.
Oh man, yeah, you know, I think I need to make grilled cheese sandwiches on a live stream at some point. Maybe real ones we can actually eat instead of the joke ones that I didn't eat those. I mean, I ate the last one, the last shot that was actually prepared in the kitchen, but the sandwiches that went through the power tools, yeah, no.
I'm slightly disappointed.
Well, also, the ones that went through the power tools were very, very fake. I toasted a few extra pieces of bread, and then only on the camera side edge is where the cheese was, so I wouldn't run greasy, gooey cheese through all of my power tools. It just cut the bread, which was greasy in its own little way, but it wasn't the same as running cheddar cheese through your bandsaw.
Yeah, things you have to think about, right?
Right, I was a little worried about that.
Careful with the cheddar. So we have stuffs we have to work on.
Nitro's got a great question of when will you finish Mechagodzilla?
Eventually.
That's the best answer. This week, I'm going to start on the next piece of Mechagodzilla. I promised doing it earlier in February, but, you know, this movie came out with this axe. It's over there. I'll pick it up later. And then, like, Raid Shadow Legends wanted to sponsor a video. And it's like, well, I won't put that on Mechagodzilla. I'll put that on a Mortal Kombat build. So this Wednesday is going to be a Scorpion Mask from Mortal Kombat with a Raid Shadow Legends advertisement and within the first minute. So prepare yourselves.
Yo, Raid!
Yo, Raid!
Yeah, don't play the game until after you watch the video, though. You know.
Oh, what? Oh, right.
Right? Okay, so...
Dark Smile? No, she's just asking me if Felicia's my girlfriend. Felicia and I are both married, not to each other, and we've just worked together for a long time. Not a long time, but a while now. Coworkers! A couple of different jobs.
Right?
Yeah. One that was pretty much full-time, but still contract, and then a number of contract gigs. And
then plenty of side quests.
And plenty of side quests.
And they're also random, you can't even...
Right, and they're also random, who knows what's going on. Dan Does Junk asks, is the toaster oven going to be part of Mechagodzilla? That would actually be pretty cool. No.
No.
It's not a bad idea, though.
It has nothing to do with anything, just to disappoint you guys all in advance. Right?
Oh, okay. So there's foreshadowing. Prepare to be disappointed. No, it's not that. The toaster oven project. Actually, while I saw a sneak little peek and I have an idea, I actually don't know exactly what's going on with the Toaster Oven project. So, yeah, we'll find out. It's just a side quest. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yes. Nothing exciting, but it's fun.
Jack of all trades says, hey, Felicia, are you doing well?
Yes, I am doing well. I'm a little behind because I got here late.
Right, well, that's all fine. We're doing fine.
Right? I'm just trying to figure out where we left off and where we need to go. And
I was lacing, and so
you're almost done with that.
I'm almost done with the back, and then we get to listen to me pound on the front, but that'll get sampled. But, you know, if I get around to it. If it gets that far. Hopefully it will.
Right? And then I wanted to get these kind of stuck onto these.
Oh, that's really cool.
And
Even the different colors. I mean, you're not changing these, right?
I might.
You're gonna keep them. Oh, I forget.
Well, the thing is they're brown. They're not black, but
right. But
they're slightly
but
lighter.
the chest is black or nearly black.
The chest is black depending on which game art you're looking
Right.
at. So there is some wiggle room in color choice, but I was leaning towards keeping it brown but using the other shade of brown vinyl we have that we used in these.
Oh, so you're gonna sew over these?
No, not so over them. Just cover them. Or just steal the hardware. Depends on what looks nicer.
Gotcha.
I haven't fully thought that out yet.
All right. Hey guys, can you hear that? Because this is something unscripted. We kind of have to just go with when it happens. But I tried to set something up. It's just really bad security camera footage. But there you go. Train!
It's the train!
It's the train!
Count the cars. I think there's 100 of them. There usually is.
Wow, it's really quiet all of a sudden already. But yeah, it's train cam. So I actually would like to set up a better camera. This is just maxing out and freezing up.
Is it frozen for them or is it frozen for us?
I think, yeah, it just reset. All right, it's just Google Nest.
Okay.
I tried. Train. We saw the locomotive.
We have the stuff over there. Yeah, I really did not set anything up, did I?
Oh, maybe not. Someone's asked me, isn't it supposed to be a slow chat? There is, but it's just supposed to be 45-second slow chat. Is that not happening? Oli Zavala says, "Where's Joe? I'm a new member to the Odin Makes. Hey, Oli or Ollie? O-O-L-I. Is it a long O or a short O? Anyway, short O. Joe isn't here today. Joe comes and goes, and does things as Joe does, and so he's just not here today.
No, Joe.
As far as I know, he's doing well. Sort of catching up. Wow, look at that incredible frame rate. It's like 6 frames a second. Yeah, the Mythbusters crushed one of those.
Really?
Yeah, the black tanker cars, they did there's the myth that you steam clean it and then it rains and it causes the steam to condense into water rapidly inside of a sealed car. They got it to work. They had to really go to extremes to make it work, but they got it to work and they managed to crush a tanker car just using condensed steam.
That's why I love that show so much.
Right. So much.
Love that show. You don't think using the black is a bad idea? Because that's way easier.
It is way easier. All right, quick. You guys, how well do you know the Witcher armor, right? It is all a uniform color on him, but if we've got a black background with a dark brown wide belt and then a black lower belt, that's contrast to me, and that's, I don't know.
You're not opposed to it?
I'm not opposed to it.
You told me it was blasphemy for suggesting using that hook
I did.
as a functional piece as opposed to a decorative piece.
I did.
So,
but now we're also got a black piece that shouldn't be black to begin with.
no, actually it's
Please
black.
call me out on my I will pick and choose like a buffet which hill I'm going to stick on.
Me too, completely. But I'm just curious what that line is. Like, what is...
I'm sure it's a moving target.
It always is. It depends on how easy versus...
Right. It's
Yes.
it's ease versus and it's yeah.
But he does have a black. That piece is black in some of the game art, and it is brown in some of the game art. So
Right.
when I was remembering it, I wasn't 100% remembering it wrong.
Sure. But the belts, do they change
They're
color
slightly
with it?
they're slightly
Slightly
lighter than the brown that they're on.
Okay.
Just in a video game graphics, you know.
Oh, and these are vinyl belts. That's right. So your plan was just to glue the vinyl to these?
Actually, this stuff is such thin, cheap, crappy dollar store belts. I think I could sew right through it and sew
Probably.
directly to.
It would look like this. It would probably look better if you did.
And
I know it's harder.
It
I'm
has
sorry
the,
about that.
No, I know, but it also has the stitches as one of the details is on this piece and this piece.
That's what I was just sort of trying to say, yeah.
Yeah, so we could do the stitching, but if we're going through all that effort to do the stitching, but then the color's still technically slightly off, so if it's going to be slightly off, can we go for a slightly off cool? You know? It's those thoughts. Or could you do it and then paint it with a vinyl paint? I hate painting vinyls. Let's not paint vinyls.
Let's not paint the vinyl.
Let's not paint vinyl.
Let's not paint the vinyl.
No painting vinyl. I don't want to hate my life right now.
No, there's no need
But
to
it's
hate.
easy enough to cover it. And we have 2 different shades of brown, so we could do a contrasting brown that isn't a
that's true.
matchy-match brown.
That could
But
be fun.
it isn't as long of strips, because that was a remnant.
Oh, okay.
So,
But you're looking at cutting it down anyway.
yes, but
Okay.
I'm just saying, you still only have the longest piece of the
Right.
remnant to work with.
Fair enough.
And we've cut it up significantly
already?
You know, but I like the color. You know, things to think about.
And hey, look, it's the chainmail piece. I found the extra chainmail piece we were trying to find so long ago.
Right?
Yeah, I was trying to be smart, and I put it in between layers of other foam on my shelf to flatten it out. It kind of did. It still wants to curl, but
But it lays
it
flat
lays
enough.
it lays very flat, especially the spots that have the double loops.
Yeah.
That was what I think was bothering me, and it's fine. And I just had done it and then forgot about it
And
and
this is
forgot
no
about
heat.
it. And this is no heat. No,
Yeah,
this is just
just,
mild pressure and time.
yeah. So, it's cool.
Cool.
And you know what? We ended up finding the secret stuff.
We ended up finding the secret stuff.
Not that it makes any difference in this particular build, because I bet you guys couldn't tell me which one's the secret stuff and which one's not the secret stuff. But I like it.
Yeah, probably not. But the secret stuff's great because it is a better grade of. Better grade's a word. It's a tougher foam. It's less craft foamy.
If you guess the ones that doesn't have the stitching finished yet, you guessed correctly.
Oh, there you go. I guess actually telling you the answer is probably a nice thing to do.
No, keep them in suspense, but you really can't tell.
But you really can't. No, you really can't.
No, but I love it. And if you weren't having a backing, because we gave this a backing.
Right. Because that was going to be important. Because this is a girdle.
Yes, this is like,
effectively.
It takes a lot of.
It's going to take some abuse.
It's going to get moved around, anyways. It has the foam support
Okay.
that we glued it to, so it doesn't need to be strong. It just needs to be pretty.
And you're still going to line it.
Yeah, we still are gonna line it. And then, but if we ever did just the chainmail, like to do a chainmail sweater,
right?
in all intents and purposes, is knitting a sweater with this stuff. I feel like this stuff is up to the challenge. This stuff, I feel like you would rip when you do this.
Yeah.
There's no sword fighting in that one.
No.
This one, I feel like it might need some structure and support here and there, you know, like reinforcing armpits and key areas. But I feel like that could handle the challenge where this wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
Anyways, my thoughts on this stuff. And I would have never known that if you didn't lose this.
Yes. So, benefits.
Yes. So what do people say?
Vincent52 has pledged $8. Thank you. Love your channel, Odin. I'm watching for Chicago. How are the dogs doing?
They are tired out.
Really?
Yes. I took them to the dog park yesterday.
Okay. You just put them in the treadmill and let them run like Astro?
There were a lot of a lot of dogs there.
There were a lot of kids.
There were a lot of dogs there, and they had fun, and they are still pooped.
Okay. Wow.
And you know what? If they were pooped and not bothering me, I just figured.
Yeah, well, just sneak out. Or
Let them be.
Let them be.
Let
Right.
sleeping dogs lie.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan.
So they had a great day yesterday,
Good.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, if you want to catch up with Toby and Bruno's exploits, they have their own Instagram.
They do.
And what is that Instagram address?
Tobaby Gomez.
Is there any underscores or anything in that?
It is Tobbaby Gomez. Underscore Gomez. I think.
Underscore, okay.
I think. I don't know. I made it for my dog.
I'm sure it's the only Tobaby, so just start with Tobbay.
Well, he's hashtag Toby Gomez.
He's hashtag Toby Gomez. There you go.
There's that.
And we dinged. So what's
I just gotta check on it, see if it's ready. Don't want to burn it.
Stupid Monkey says, the missing piece. Hey, Stupid Monkey, thanks for joining Patreon. Appreciate it. No, serious. I gotta do the finger guns. That makes it feel so cheap. I'm sorry. No, but really, seriously, thank you very much. And look out for this upcoming video. You get the shout out this week. Nitro asks if I can make a Ghidorah head. That actually sounds like a pretty good idea. That's a puppet. I like that idea actually. Oddly enough, that hadn't occurred to me.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah.
There are always so many.
Jerry Rig Prop says it's snowing in Ireland and I have to drive to work. Okay, so
that sucks. I hate snow.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is fun.
So I'm gonna walk over to you. I got a laptop set up on the other side where we've got we have the security camera up.
How's the train doing?
There's no train at the moment, but somebody posted a picture on the Discord, which I'm now trying to find, of snow in London.
That sounds lovely.
Right. And because of the picture posted and the way they talked about it, it sounds like it was kind of rare. No.
Did they catch Doctor Who there?
I'm
These are
sure
toasty.
they can.
Woo. It's hot.
There it is. Do that. We open original. There we are.
So
can they see that? long and protracted. I got sent a picture of snow in London. So I'm just kind of curious for those of you who have actually live in London or have been to London, because I have not. Is this normal? I just got the impression that it may not be. I guess it is. You're thinking about it, because otherwise you wouldn't have all the Dickens stories.
January.
It's January, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just hadn't been, and I assume everywhere in the world's got the same weather I do, because I'm so totally self-centered.
But I also avoid places that snow. However, last year I was in New York at this time.
Right.
So there's that.
There's that.
I think they want to see what came out of the oven.
Yeah, let's see what came out of the oven.
4?
Camera 4, sure.
Camera 4.
It doesn't get much closer.
There's no way to show that. Like, can you guys guess what this is? Which camera?
Let's do 2, and let's not do a focus live.
Okay, let's not make people crazy.
So I'm gonna take a focus card, right? So I can hold this in front of the camera.
Tut.
And try to focus this closer.
I can appreciate you're really trying to do that. We didn't pre-think anything today. It's kind of just been a little crazy.
I think you're misleading them. I don't know how much we pre-think ever.
We never pre-think.
I don't think we ever pre-think. Hi, welcome to the Seat of Her Pants show.
No, we just make things.
So we can get reasonably close. Where's the focus point? Way the heck up here.
Here, I'll let you hold it. It's hot though.
So I've got...
They're not done. They just came out of the oven.
Oh, her
the
veil
cookies
needs a
aren't
little
fully
help.
baked. Well, yeah. Do.
So what are we looking at aside from a bride and groom? Pigs in marriage. Pigs in marriage!
They are from a Simpsons episode called Lisa Gets Married.
Oh, okay.
And they're the family heirloom cufflinks that Homer Simpson asked her fiance to wear for the wedding, and he says no, thank you. And she says, all right, bye.
All right.
And it's just one of those gypsy tales. Anyways, those are the little cufflinks from there, because I made those off of the drawing. Anyways.
Right, sure. And these are baked clay of whichever brand name, right?
They are the Palmer clay that is just baked.
Okay.
And I was gonna go through with a Sharpie and add eyeballs.
Okay, add a little Simpsons eyeball dot.
And since you are kind of there, I also have these ones that I made before because of reason. Where did they go? That's that box.
Oh, this box.
Don't show them.
In this box.
Yeah, this box has been in the back of a drawer forever because
Okay.
I crafted these a long time ago.
Oh,
So
okay.
they've been used and abused.
So they've been, oh, all right.
And
And these
so-
have cufflinks attached to them.
Yeah. So those ones look like they've been the heirlooms that have been sent down. They've seen better days.
I've seen better days. Anyway, I should never sing.
So anyways,
Cool. So you're effectively making props.
yes.
Yes.
These are Simpsons props.
Simpson props. Which, of
Made
course,
out of Palmer clay, which
Palmer
I
clay.
always forget exists
right?
as a material. It is great crafting material. It's very... You don't have to keep them. Those ones are the ones that have
All right.
seen some wear and some tear.
Fair enough. I'm just... My cameraman brain is zoning in. Was okay? It's in focus. It's in shot. And and thank you. I think I was literally in the back of my head waiting for the director to cut to something else.
Yeah, and I'm over here going, let's get in the next camera shot.
Let's go somewhere else.
Yes. So that is just, I was
Cool.
working on this as a side project.
Right.
And-
Because you are very crafty over the weekends, typically.
Yes.
You've come in here more than once with something you've done over the weekend for the
I
fun of it.
always bother you with my side quests. Anyways, this was something I was working on. I was toasting it, and I just figured I'd throw it in before we started. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I can show people.
Yeah.
Little piggies.
Little piggies. And so you're just going to like epoxy blank cufflinks onto the back?
Yeah, whatever glue I used last time is like held.
Right.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Got a little toasted on the back, but it doesn't matter.
It is on the back. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So, anyways, side quest. Told you it wasn't anything that has to do with this.
Well, I don't know. You want to put piggies on the Witcher costume?
No, these little piggies gotta go home.
Okay. All the way home. Now, we had a couple of people fly by here. Ad Vixen did a $20 pledge.
Ooh.
Yes, thank you. It says, wait a tick. If Joe is Gundam, Odin is Mechagodzilla, then Felicia is Ultra Woman? Or canon franchise, whatever. Well, there is actually an Ultra family, an Ultra 7. I do believe there are a couple of specifically female Ultras. And there's a Shin Ultraman coming out. I saw the trailer last week, and that looks cool. Because, yeah, I did like Ultraman, because it's more rubber suits. Godzilla was in it. He just had a Dilophosaurus frill.
Dilophosaurus?
Yeah, Dilophosaurus. That was...
So what is a Dilophosaurus?
Did I say it wrong?
No, I just don't know what a Dilophosaurus is.
Okay, the internet will help me if I say it right. I thought the Dilophosaurus, if I'm saying it correctly, is the one that spit the black venom mud into Nedry's eyes inside of the Jeep in Jurassic Park.
Okay.
It had the frill, like the frill lizard come out, and it made the rattlesnake noise with no rattle, and then it spit stuff in his face.
Okay, the terrifying one, because I'm like
Yeah,
a
the terrifying one.
Brontosaurus.
Right.
I thought you were just making things. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
They're potentially made up. There's no, to my knowledge, I'm going to let the internet correct me here, there's no fossil record for those guys having frills. Which doesn't mean they didn't, but there's no evidence that they did.
No. We do have the chickens.
We do have chickens.
We do have chickens.
Have you seen the images of the people who 3D print arms for their chickens, like T-Rex arms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen those. I've laughed hysterically. My parents have chickens. I've considered it.
Right.
So, yes.
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 Probably a good plan.
And I did have ducks at one point, and I did make them an outfit.
Oh,
it
cool.
did not go over as well as I thought.
I've got a parrot, and he hates his outfit. It's just a little. It's not like a pair of overalls. It's basically diapers for a bird, right?
Oh, yeah. I
You
could see him hating it.
Yeah, he just chews it the entire time it's on. He doesn't enjoy the fact that he's out of the cage at all.
Where Toby absolutely loves wearing people clothes.
Yeah, but Toby isn't wearing diapers.
He would, though.
Yeah, he probably would.
He would.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he would wear anything I put him in. Poor kid doesn't know what a cone of shame is.
Right. I'm wearing something. No, Toby's an awesome guy.
Yeah, Toby's great. Bruno, however, will get out of anything he can.
Yes.
But he doesn't mind if it means we get to go out, so
Okay.
there's that. All right.
But when he's done, he's done.
I still haven't decided, should we go with the brown or should we go with the black? I'm going to go get the sewing machine, though.
Okay.
Either way.
I was just trying to finish up Ad Vixen. Just saying something Ultra Woman sewing is what it needs. Keep the Kaiju size theme going though, because although they got too big for Power Rangers, the Kaiju got too big for Power Rangers. Yeah, okay. Then the other one came from Sean Karg. What would be my dream project if I had no limits? Wow, all right.
An actual TARDIS?
Yeah, a TARDIS that actually worked. No limits. Let's go with something that'll actually take me into space.
The Infinity Gauntlet.
An actual Infinity Gauntlet.
So
Snap! Everyone just gone. I guess it'd be Snap with this hand. Okay, trying to give a real answer to this.
I would do Wonder Woman's gold outfit because that thing's awesome.
That thing is awesome.
But I would never actually attempt it because, like, I'm not suicidal. But
Right. I've seen a few people trying to pulling it off.
Yeah.
But they've had upwards of a year to work on it since the trailer came out.
I did try this one design in college back in the day that looked very similar in silver with these sleeves. I could show you the picture eventually. I might have it here. But anyways.
Oh, right.
Nope, that's not it. Anyways, I've attempted something similar.
Okay.
It was difficult. It was crazy, and that's why I'm not gonna go after that one immediately. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because that's gold, and this was silver, and I was still,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because working with gold lame and never messing it up anywhere because it can't heal. Actually, lame, no.
Or even going for metal.
You're just going for the metal. All right.
Sometimes, like, why not?
Right. I have helped for it was just general costume. The first place you wore it was Burning Man. I helped someone with making copper Wonder Woman crown and or tiara, whichever the proper term is, and bracers.
Yeah.
And then I think she painted the stars on it. But yeah.
Yeah, we had those at
I
the
think we made
costume
the
shop
belt
all
too.
the time. Yeah.
Yeah. And from sheets of copper.
I have a pair of scissors that cut pennies,
Oh,
and
okay.
I've used them to cut metal sheeting. Anyway, so it's not like completely out of the realm of possibilities to go for actual metal in certain key areas to make it look, like the outermost bubbling.
Right.
Anyways.
Bubbling.
Bubbling.
So dream project. The funny thing is, at the moment, I'm kind of working on the one that I've been thinking about and trying to mull over in my head for a couple of years.
That you've been talking about for years.
Yeah, and that's Mechagodzilla. Another one that I've talked about for years, although I'll be honest, I don't think I'll actually do it, is Kanada's motorcycle from Akira. Akira himself didn't have a motorcycle. He didn't need one. Yeah, I don't have a helicopter cam.
No, you don't have a helicopter
No.
cam.
You guys may not be able to hear it anyway.
You really are doing your dream project, aren't you? Because you've
Pretty
been
much.
talking about Mechagodzilla since I met you.
Kind of, yeah.
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 Pretty much.
Which is kind of funny because I remember somebody bringing it up to me when I was at Monterey Con, and that was when it really first got brought to my attention. But then, like you're saying now, apparently I've been saying it
It's been
for
years
years,
now.
but I wasn't even paying attention to the fact that I was saying it.
So, dream project!
Dream project!
Yay, Odin's dreams! Do you know where the thread is that we had, or did it get put away? Because I didn't put it away.
It should have been next to it.
It might be.
Okay, I'll let you look. I'll let you look. We'll both just walk off camera. Welcome to the Static Brother Sewing Machine Show. Escape? No.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
Alt-Tab. Can I get out of that image?
No, you cannot.
Yeah, apparently not. Oh, I see. No, escape. Huh.
So have you said hi to your friends on Discord yet?
I was trying to do that now, and this is being weird to me. There we are. Because I couldn't get the image to go away, and that was just enough to... It was frazzling me. I couldn't handle it, man. Okay. So let's click anywhere, right? There we are. Jerry Rig Props is asking a great question. What size of t-shirt do you wear, Odin? Tent. No, it's 3X. If you don't want to say on the stream, that's fine. Oh, whoops. An awesome t-shirt I want to send you. That'd be awesome, Jerry. Appreciate it. I'm getting Astro's Demon Slayer sword from Black Clover from Guard Warland. And, interesting. I'll have to look it up. I can't picture what that one is right off the top of my head. And of course, they're all talking about a particular food that I'm not completely familiar with, so I can't even pronounce it.
Oh, it's the French fries with gravy on them.
Is that what it is? French fries? And how you? It's Poutine?
Poutine.
Poutine? I have not had it. I'm not aware of it.
It is delicious.
So it's basically mashed potatoes, but French fry, sort of.
Potatoes with gravy.
With gravy and French fries.
And cheese.
Well, it does sound good. It sounds like a yeah.
Like those A&W cheese curds.
Right.
I'm imagining in a KFC bowl.
Okay.
But I also, that has chicken in it. Anyways. I'm just going to do a little samples piece and see if I'm going to destroy my sewing machine sewing through this before we commit to anything.
Okay. Sounds like a great plan. I will step off camera and
adjust
for the sewing machine.
Oh, so people can actually see. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
As much as possible. I mean, we're still kind of stuck with a certain amount because these lenses don't zoom.
Yeah, they really don't, do they?
No.
Okay.
Which, I could spend the money and get a zoom lens, I suppose.
Oh, it's doing great, but I have a curve here, so we're going to take that one slow. Yeah, this will sew on just fine. Let's do it. I'm just going to keep it black.
You're just going to keep it black?
I'm just going to keep it black.
That's fine.
I'm going to do it.
It really is fine.
But that means I actually have to figure out where I'm going to sew it on because we're using the buckles on the side.
Right.
And reference photo.
Okay, we can pull up a reference photo for you.
Yeah, because I'm not sure which one to put it on.
No, it's only on the one.
Nope, it's right there, and it's right there.
I meant the top belt. On this picture, it's only on one of them.
But we still have the belt buckle that we sew right there.
Okay.
So it's one has the belt sewn all the way across.
Uh-huh.
That's why it would probably be better to be brown, huh? I'm not opposed to it, though. But now that I've said so much about it, this isn't the one with the black as the background, though. The one that's too far zoomed out is...
with the black as the background?
That one, right? No.
This one?
Yeah, that's where he has the black as the clamshell piece.
Okay, well, let's put it onto the train computer, and maybe we can actually zoom in enough that other people can see it.
And put in their opinion of what... I still have this...
Back to this. Aaron Walters did 10 pounds. And saying, hey, Odin and Felicia, love your streams and videos. Have you thought of making something from The Hobbit? I've just made an orcrist, and I'm starting Thorin's Oak Shield to start my first cosplay.
I would do...
There's
a few pieces that would be fun.
People have asked for Sting for a while, and now that I've played with the Plastizote, I could see making Sting work.
There you go.
Yeah.
Once you start figuring out materials, then it starts...
How it can work, yeah.
The unobtainium, once you figure out what it is, then you can go
Start boring to the core of the earth, yeah.
Pretty much, right?
Right.
So this is one... That looks good. I hate that looks good, because that's the most difficult option of all of them.
Everyone's letting me know that I am so missing out on gravy with fries.
I've eaten at KFC.
You had it at KFC? Okay.
KFC Well, not...
I just haven't seen
I've had my own version of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
But see, we have...
I don't know if I can get out of... full screens. There it is. Out of full screen.
Are you trying to show them?
Yeah. I'm trying to dig to the... But I'm nearsighted. I can't see that far.
Okay, because you were just... Anyways, which computer are you looking at?
Right. Well, I grabbed the... You were busy down there, so instead of standing over you, I...
Okay.
Trying to be nice.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I think this one looks the best of all the options, but it's also the most difficult of all the options. And it's only one...
So, this is the most difficult of the options because this is the remnant stuff that's got that really cool texture.
Right? It's...
Oops.
The problem is like, this is what I originally picked out for his girdle.
Right.
But we were
and so we cut it into the girdle pieces.
Yeah, so technically we have enough that we can make the strip, the belt, and we can do it. But
Right.
it's just these are the pieces that we're limited to work with.
Okay.
And then also,
I think you can make that work.
Right?
Because there's enough breaks in places.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it totally does work, but it's the most difficult of all three options. Leaving it black is the easiest because you don't have to do anything.
Right.
Using the brown, the long one, it's one piece and it's thinner. This one is nice and thick, textured, and is broken into pieces. So technically has the most issues, but you know what? I think it'll be worth it because it does look significantly better than that. My opinion, though.
Right.
So, yep, I think that's what we should do.
There. So it's not gonna let me zoom with the mouse, but
Okay. So can they see
whatever
this?
this is, can you go away? So there. There's the image that we can't load into the switcher. There is a zoom function, right? Do you need to zoom on anything?
Not particularly, but this is the belt we're talking about that goes
So,
across. It's
here, I'll
supposed
let
to
you
be
point with the
slightly lighter.
So this is the belt we're talking about that goes over this belt, that goes over the clamshell piece.
Yes.
Okay.
And then there's the little connector down there that we have, that we're just going to use the belt buckle head.
So with this piece, since we have the shorter pieces, you've got enough to make this part.
Yeah.
Going, even if it breaks here, but it might even go all the way to the tongue.
I can also break it between the necklace too if I need it in 3
Right.
pieces.
Yeah.
So I have options.
Options are good.
Yes. So are you leaning towards the textured brown? Because I think I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think so. Even the textured brown is also not. This is just rawhide, or not rawhide, but
No,
it's rough.
leather. It's
leather,
just
yeah.
brown leather, and that one's the lightest of the brown leathers. But it is whatever vinyl you can find at the store.
Absolutely. With the wonderful glue that's toxic as all get out.
So for this stuff, you might still be able to sew.
Oops. Here, I'm trying to. I set the computer up the other side. Now I'm trying to operate both because I'm a.
You have the right mouse.
I have it right.
That's
Oh, okay.
the real question.
Gargoyle is showing me what the sword looks like that I wasn't sure on, and it's another giant Buster-esque sword, but it's a center handle and okay. I haven't made a surfboard sword in a little while.
It's been a bit.
It's been a little bit.
It's a new year.
It's a new year. I can make another surfboard sword. Speaking of surfboards, that's still the most annoying shot in all of the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer, is the two of them standing on an aircraft carrier. I swear, all I can think about is two big dudes trying to have a fist fight on a surfboard. It's not going to work. The center of gravity is not going to work. I don't think the deck can support the weight. But it's, suspension of disbelief, right? Hey, thank you, Thomas Burt,
So,
who was happy to donate and pledge without any sort of additional comments. I'm going to do around for the threading.
so I was just looking at a mirror image. No, just flipping the image I was looking at.
Right.
Which side is which?
I put the mouse over there. Let's see. You can just.
There you go.
All right.
And
It should be that one.
so it should be here. This
Right.
one's the one that goes to the back. This one buckles this way, right here. Right
Yeah, we still got a little bit of time.
Right about here.
Detlef is asking if we'd all please stop talking about food.
But it's lunchtime,
But it's lunchtime.
and I'm hungry. No.
And so Dan does suggest, okay, let's talk about drinks. I like beer a lot. I like the way my dad described the beer that I liked, which is brewed wrong and left out in the sun. It's that's not entirely inaccurate. Dad
Cheers
really
to poison.
Cheers to poison.
It's weird having Rona now. Things just change.
Right. It's clinks at the
Cheers.
bottom.
Yeah.
What was it, dihydroxide oxide? Is that what I'm drinking?
Mm-hmm.
It's it'll kill you. Very very little of this can kill you. So it's a very dangerous drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. If used wrong.
I'm wondering what the minimum is, but I feel like
I think it's a teaspoon is all you need if you aspirate it, and you're good.
that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody did the math. I should not. Anyways, hi live internet people.
Hello, live internet people.
So you're lacing that.
So I'm lacing this.
And
Also,
I'm
when it comes
figuring
to alcohol, I like all the amber colored alcohols. I shouldn't say all, but all the ones I've tried I enjoyed. A lot and most of the clear alcohols I don't care for. I'm not really sure why. And I know everyone tells me that, oh, vodka's great because it doesn't have any flavor and you can't taste it when it's in. No, it tastes like acetone, everything that it's in. How acetone smells, that's how vodka tastes. And you hand me a drink that's got vodka and it's like, oh, this has got vodka in it, great. So, but you know, I've got the other fun things. I got the genetics. I think I talked about this in the live stream before, where I can smell arsenic. It's one of those things where you either smell nothing like iocane powder, or you smell almonds, and I can smell almonds. So
I've never tried that.
I had a
so
friend
I
that
wouldn't
was
know.
I had a friend who was a bug collector and had a little kill jar with a little bit of it in it. So he's like, here, you know,
you smell?
smell this, but do not inhale. You know.
Good friends, right?
Oh yeah, no, he's a lot of fun. Yeah, well, it looks like we are getting a bit spammy. I swear the thing told me there was going to be a 40-second cooldown. I don't know how to change it now the live stream's going. George says, cheers, Odin. Thanks.
Well, I like my spam with Jufron, so there's that.
Michael Daughtery says, hello from Henderson, Nevada.
Hello in Henderson, Nevada.
I've been to Henderson, Nevada many times. My grandmother lived there in a mobile home, which describes half of Henderson, I think, at least in the 80s. So no, I've been to Henderson. Yeah, I think Arizona is the only place that topped Henderson as far as number of 7-Elevens on a given corner. Because there was one spot in Henderson that had two 7-Elevens, you know, diagonal, kitty corner of each other. And I remember going to Arizona, and there was one on 3 of the corners, and the 4th one was still just desert.
I think the majority of the places I've ever stopped in Nevada have been some kind of a 7-Eleven truck stop.
With
a gorgeous casino in the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
the slot machines up by the front door.
Guess your weight. I don't know, but it's always fun. It always looks so glittery.
Joshua Adair works at Tim Hortons. I'm trying to think if I've been to. I think I've been to a Tim Hortons. I think I've stopped. I've driven enough times. Dihydrogen monoxide. Thank you, Jack of all trades. That's exactly what I'm drinking. just in the what is it? That's the liquid forms, like gas, liquid, solid, right? So I'm drinking the liquid form. Yeah.
Yay for.
Zion Body says, Odin, say hello. Technically, I'm eating lava.
Because if ice is a solid.
Ice is a solid.
And the liquid state of rocks or solids is. Anyways, I interneted too much one day and they described why.
How water is lava?
Technically lava.
Okay.
So.
Sure. Okay.
I'm too tired today to figure it out, but
I can follow internet logic to get that. Of course,
yeah.
I can follow game logic for why people can pick up a surfboard as a sword and swing it around, or jump 83 stories in the air and with a giant sword and smack a monster in the face.
I was watching Captain Marvel yesterday,
right?
And that guy just standing there holding a giant hammer bothered me. Because I would put my purse down at that point. He's just standing there at the deck, at the helm, with this big old hammer.
Uh-huh.
Like, and the one time he's ready for battle, he doesn't have it in his hand. Anyways, but I was just very bothered by just people that hold a hammer. That's
just big word. I'm trying to remember
the bad guy. Which guy I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's the bad guy. So it was one of the guys in the green armor still, or it wasn't the. It wasn't the children of Thanos.
It was the guys who look like Sith Lords.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like the children of Thanos, because he's got a hammer. All right,
yeah,
okay, I don't know.
He's standing there with a hammer, and it just looked heavy, and he's standing there, just like nonchalantly, and I'm bothered by how heavy it looks, because I would be bothered at that point.
Right.
Like, can I put it in the other arm?
The other arm. Oh, I put it down. Oh, wait, I'm a digital creature holding a digital prop. I don't care.
But that's what really bothered me, because it looks heavy.
Right.
And it looks uncomfortable, and he's standing there, so...
And then he didn't have it when he attacked.
Like, when there was the one, like, he could have...
All right.
It was... I don't know, but the little things,
Right. Remember, don't put too much logic into a Marvel movie. Just turn your brain off and enjoy them.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, not as bad as Godzilla films, but close.
No, I loved it, but I just was laughing because I was just like,
Yeah.
I would be shifting around too much holding a hammer. You know, like, that just looked heavy.
Yeah.
So giant swords?
Giants, right?
Who's going to carry that around?
Somebody who doesn't feel the weight.
Right. So, I think...
Oh, wow. Michael
going
tells me that Henderson has changed a lot since then. Little to no trailer parks now. Really? Well, good.
Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
I assume it's a good thing because infrastructure has built up because there wasn't a lot to Henderson.
Well, I was just wondering because, gentrification.
Well,
like,
fair
it's like,
enough.
oh, look, it looks so pretty. But I'm like, where did the people go?
Yeah. Well,
So anyways,
well, maybe hopefully the people are earning better at
they
Vegas.
have nicer houses.
They have nicer houses, I hope. I don't know.
But, yeah. I needed the ruler.
Artman 2019 is asking if I have any more My Hero Academia props planned. No, not specifically. Yes, I want to do My Hero Academia because it's actually, I enjoy the show. I've seen about halfway through the third season at this point. I'm a little behind. And there's some fantastic, everybody's unique in that show. It's freaking great. But at the moment, I don't have one specifically planned. I think partially because how well the shadow form performed, which is very, very poorly, kind of put me off a little bit. But I shouldn't,
Go watch that one a bunch.
Go watch that one a bunch.
And
No,
then-
but
no.
that's not why. Because
but-
it's I am not against it. I should do it. At the moment, I don't have one specifically planned. And I haven't seen the fourth season, and I know I get requests for fourth season characters. So, which would make
Eventually?
sense because they're the new ones. Yep, eventually.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to make my own belt and not try and cover the other one.
Okay. That's probably wise.
Right.
Oh, wow. Ollie Zavala says, I can make a stop-motion Godzilla puppet for you, Odin. Really? That would be cool.
I like stop motion.
I like stop-motion. Ray Harryhausen and all that, definitely.
Have you worked on a stop motion before?
I have worked on, not officially like you have, but I have made hobby stop-motion with Lego primarily.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're, I think,
I think
they're a hard drive that died, so they're not around anymore, but...
I'm jealous of people who do it for fun.
Oh, okay.
Because I keep thinking, oh, this would be so... No.
It's time-consuming.
It's work.
It's work.
Where's the...
And one of the things I remember doing, so I had speeder spikes and people falling in it, and so I built little things to hold the stuff up, then went back with Photoshop and erased the things, if that makes any sense. So everything was still in camera, but I erased...
You did a lot in post.
Yeah, I did a little bit in post, and added lightsaber effects and stuff like that. It was fun.
Yeah. I remember doing the stop and the move
Uh-huh.
and the foam carry. Yeah.
Yep. When was I doing that? Like 99, 2000? It was interesting getting it to work at that time. I could do it, but it wasn't.
Not as easy as it is these
No,
days.
there
You
was
gotta
no, there was
appreciate
no
those
onion skinning
skins.
programs at all. Carrie Sweeney, who you
Yeah,
may
I know
remember.
Carrie,
Okay,
yeah.
he still works at KVIE as well from time to
does he?
time.
Oh, cool.
He was on Monkey Bone. Speaking of stop motion, with Henry Zelek film, I think it was Henry Zelek, and because he is a union lighting guy, and that was shot in San Francisco, so they had to have a union lighting technician on set to change things if needed or change bulbs if needed. Well, stop animation. It's going to take 2 or 3 or 4 days to get a shot done, right? So Carrie would set the lights up to what they wanted. They'd come in and check and go, yeah, that's good, and then the animator would get to work. Carrie had to be on set because that's union rules.
Because every motion, by the time it made it to here, the lighting may have changed.
Right.
Heaven forbid there's any natural lighting in the
Oh,
vicinity.
there's none. That's all gone. It's
no,
controlled.
yeah.
He read, I think it was 2 or 3 books during that he was paid, to sit there and just read a book. Because everything was so dialed in and secured that it wasn't going to move, wasn't going to go stupid. And he didn't have any horror stories of anything really going wrong, other than like changing a bulb. But he just sat in the corner and read books and was just amazed.
Some of the best paid jobs are the ones that I do the least when I work.
Right.
As always. Isn't that the way it goes? But I appreciate that.
Yeah. He also got to do the freeway chase scene for The Matrix. The Matrix 2.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah.
I love you, Carrie.
Yeah, I love you, Carrie. Bastard.
Lucky bastard. And then where's the piece I just ripped out? Here it is. So what are people saying?
They're talking about stop motion movies. Tube Monkey says, love stop motion movies. Coraline, Paranorman, Kudo. Yep, those were all fantastic.
Are all the reasons I got.
Yeah, Coraline I saw in the theaters. Yeah, that was great. Dan Does Junk says, I helped my brother do a stop motion video with a bunch of Gunpla many years ago. That's tricky because Gunpla are made to be posed and then not touched. There's many parts that are held on by hope, and to do stop motion with them and not have funky bits. I mean, unless you're using master grade. If you're using real grade, yeah.
Because even on any shoots, your things are being held together with hopes and prayers.
Yeah, so that's some work.
Okay, well, here's a belt.
Oh, cool.
But I put it on backwards.
Oh.
It's okay.
Ollie? Zavala says, I'll make it and post it on your Odin Makes page. That's cool. Thank you. That'd be awesome. Love to see it. T. Zolazan says, I think. Tia? Hello from Sweden. Have you done a hard hand crossbow from Diablo 3? That would be nice to see. Stay a while and listen. I've played a lot of Diablo. I kind of do a one-hand crossbow now for my fursuit. Oh, sweet. One-hand crossbow also makes me think of Wes from Road Warrior. Yeah.
And you still gotta do Chewbacca's crossbow.
You still gotta do Chewbacca's crossbows.
Because that's when you mentioned it and you can't not now.
Right. I kind of started putting things together for that.
Eventually, but still.
But we're going to have to suffer through, I think 2 Godzilla videos this month first, so.
Yeah,
not right now. Yeah, not right now.
Eventually, but you can't not.
Right. I'm going to be doing arms, I'll do hands as a separate video.
Arms and legs and...
Yeah, all those has to happen too, but I'll be doing arms and hands.
So, I think that comes right...
In fact, I guess there's only 2 videos left for this month, that must be the next 2. Which means I have to get down to world-class textiles.
Okay. Well, we could go after this.
Okay.
It's right by my house.
Yeah, sure. I want for a field trip. That's actually work related. That's not entirely.
Yeah, no, that's right over by me.
Yeah.
I think
Field trip.
Right here is where I want it. That's the perfect size. Okay, and then this
All right.
one.
And
Oh
this
gosh,
is the last piece I had that was actually pre-hammered. So I think we get to listen to some percussive crafting. Oh wait, it's not quite one.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. There's 2 Bunkies giving somebody a thumbs up. Brick Habit Productions. I make Lego stop motion on my channel. Sweet.
That's awesome.
I've seen some really good Lego stop motion now. Trust me, what I did wasn't really good, but I've seen some really good Lego stop motion now.
I love that
Brother
Lego
Bricks.
just took from people. It was like,
Yeah.
you guys are making this amazing stop motion. Yes, let's make this into a movie.
Right.
And they kept all the great.
They kept all the great in jokes, and they kept all the error nuances. I love the fact that there was texture maps and dirt maps of fingerprints that would come and go.
Yeah, they really kept true to the spirit of Lego, and they really captured it. And I can appreciate it in that film, that they cared enough to get into all of those weird nuances and details, you know? So, yay. For making a good movie, I can appreciate your work. Thinking where I need to... kind of want to get this started before I put this in.
Glue sealed up the end of the... Glue sealed up the end of the glue.
You glued the end of the glue.
I glued the glue with the glue.
Well, that's a good way to glue it closed.
I suppose.
So if I go that way, this goes here, this goes there.
Or what is the line? I glued the glue with the glue. Something like that. I can't.
Marker marks.
Yeah. That trucking truckers trucked? That's not quite what the line is. Nope, still not working.
I would have grabbed scissors and chopped it off, and like it all spilled at this time, and then my fingers would have been
right.
clean.
Oh, fair enough.
You know.
I'm at the end of life on this little bit of. There we go. There's a little bit of super glue.
You actually finished a bottle?
This is the second bottle since the Black Knight, and I went out and bought yet another one over the weekend.
You've been enjoying using
I've
that.
been enjoying the super glue. Yeah. Joshua Dare, please don't spam. I thought I had turned the ability to do that off. Let's see. Sean Kennedy, Coraline was one of the first 3D printed stop motion. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? And Night Before Christmas was the first to do face. It wasn't the first to do face swap animation. The replacement animation was done with a lot of the Bank and Rass. That wasn't a first.
I wouldn't have known that.
Because Bank and Rass would also do complete replacement of puppets for some things, which I think Nightmare Before Christmas did as well. But I'm pretty sure the facial swap was done with all Bank and Rass being all the Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, all those stop motion that we're used to seeing. Well, at least I'm used to seeing on TV at Christmas. I don't know if they air anywhere anymore. Does anything air anymore?
Well, not unless you pay.
Not unless you pay. Okay, and not all of it is stop motion. Like Rudolph himself is. He's a puppet. His mouth is a puppet. But some of the characters, like the Yeti and Santa and some of the elves, I think have facial replacement.
Oh.
And the Corpse Bride was the first one to have the silicone faces with a clockwork mechanism inside, so you could actually adjust the face as they go. And apparently the animators would have nightmares about their faces getting cranked with wrenches after doing that for a few weeks.
I can imagine that.
Yeah. Exactly. And there were times when you had to, it would only really work one way because it had like a ratchet system, right? So the silicone wouldn't pull it back. So you had to go all the way around the horn in order to get to this expression you wanted.
That is nightmare fuel.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, that's interesting. Here's an idea. How about the Crystal Skull prop from the Indiana Jones movie? I haven't done a clear cast prop yet.
That's kind of a tricky one, but it's a cool one to have.
I was just looking at the headpiece to Staff of Ra again yesterday, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one I really kind of want. Out of all the Indiana Jones props, that's the one little one I really want.
I've thought about that one since I was a kid, going, how would you get...
Yeah.
And
then... Yeah, were they really able to cast enough detail to be able to do that? I suppose you just pour plaster in his hand.
It's a circle that's this big.
Right, it is, yeah.
At the end of the day, and they know where the placement is, they know the size, they know the shape, and they have general information. But still, I want to make it.
Yeah.
And do you want the Nazi one, or do you want the real one? Because the Nazi one only has one side.
I want to do the real one. Definitely want to do the real one, yeah, of course. And I would totally do that as a cast props. That would probably be either a borrow and mold or a sculpt and mold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a... and there was a time there when I was talking to Brandon from Mold Life. That was my plan, and he gave me materials to do that, and I never did it. I never got around to actually sculpting it, but still can. And I need to get some more materials because the shelf life on what he gave me is... It's getting to the end of life. It's still behaving, but I don't know if I'd want to put the effort into casting, into sculpting something.
In reality, using the right materials makes the biggest difference.
It does.
Struggling over something that could work
is
not worth it when it fails.
No. I did that yesterday, trying to use a specialized drill bit to make a power cable go through a wall. It's like 4 hours into it. It's like, fine, I'm going to go buy a new one, come back, 15 minutes, and we're done. Yeah. You spend more money on that expensive paint and the expensive tape, and your room gets done in this much time. You go, okay, I'm going to get the cheap tape, I'm going to get the cheap paint, and you have to paint that thing about 4 or 5 times, and it still looks like shit. Yep.
Anyways.
Yep. And then you got to deal with the paint leaking underneath the tape, and
so completely, there are certain things that it's worth it just to get the one that works.
Right.
So if you know it's going to slightly, if you just don't want those problems.
Right.
But if you're just playing, it's not,
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to stitch that in a second. I have to make the other side.
Harvey Harrison, clear cast prop. Please do the potion vial from Death Becomes Her. Oh, wow. Okay. I just rewatched some of the scenes from that again. That was a fun movie to see. No, which one? No, that wasn't it. Because Zemeckis was doing Castaway. But then they took a 6-month hiatus so Tom Hanks could lose weight. And during that time, Zemeckis decided, I'll make a whole other movie. And went and did What Lies Beneath.
You know, when you're on a creative roll, you can't just stop.
Dude's kind of a workaholic, yeah.
Well,
But,
I appreciate his work.
I do too.
So-
Very much so. Not knocking him at all. Matthew Mayhem. Felicia can probably answer this. Which episode of The Witcher did you enjoy the most? I haven't seen any.
I like that they're so tangled that I wouldn't be able to tell you which episode was
Okay.
which. Because they go back and forth through the timelines and jump around, emphasizing a certain part of the story in each mission. No, episode. In
Right.
each episode. So, I'm trying to think which one I do like the most. I think about episode 3.
Episode 3? Okay.
I'm
Because there's
not-
still only the first season, right?
No, yeah, it's only the
Yeah.
first season. But it's like when you start to really get into what the heck is going on and things start getting...
Sure.
Anyways, don't hold me on that one. I might go watch it and go, oh yeah, no, I was thinking. But,
Oh, right. I was on the spot and doing my best to remember in a fatigued state.
right, but no. I do like the show. I like the video game. I like the storyline. And I like the books. I have not started reading them, but I have them downloaded on my Kindle.
Oh, there you go.
So there's that.
Excellent. Maybe I should get the audiobooks. There's the occasion when I'm working on a project I will listen to audiobook, but for the most part I don't, because I want to get the audio when I'm doing stuff. Because if something goes wrong or something goes right, I want to be able to just react and have the shot, and not go, oh, let's turn the music off. How did I feel? Oh yeah, that's right. Yay! I don't.
You like to be genuine.
I like to be genuine. Can you get me right up there? Perfect. More than perfect.
There we go. It'll work eventually.
Yeah, it's just getting super glued down, so it really doesn't matter. Hopefully I'm not going to super glue my finger. I did. Yeah, I got enough tension on that. It's not actually tension. It's just not so slacky you can hang a screwdriver in it.
You have some wiggle room.
Yeah. Jerry Prop says it's the top of the hour, and I just want to say hello and thank you all for watching Odin Makes live stream. Hello, my name is Odin. Welcome to the top of the hour, and welcome to the Odin Makes live stream, because this is the Odin Makes live stream. Anyway, for those of you who have only just recently tuned in and weren't here from the very, very beginning and weren't entirely sure what you're clicking on because the description just isn't descriptive enough, hello, my name is Odin, and
I'm Felicia.
And we are working on the Witcher armor. This is the basic vanilla Witcher armor that you pretty much start with in the game because we felt it was the most iconic.
Right?
Yeah, and also it had chainmail. We had some really cool foam chainmail we wanted to play with. So the foam chainmail is absolutely what started this project. And we've been slowly, it feels slowly, but not really, but we've been slowly working through getting this whole thing built. And the reason why I say slowly is we're only working on it about 2 hours a week. And that's it, because we're only really doing this during the live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is crafting live. No magic things coming out of the oven.
Yeah, no magic things coming out of the oven. No
All
pre-builds.
pre-done.
Right.
Oh, look it! I made this craft.
No montages or time-lapse photography.
You
Yeah.
guys get to see us knit and hammer
And mistake and figure out and go to the store again and come back and it still doesn't work and go to the store again.
and then look at it and go, I still don't like it. Let's change it a little bit.
All right, we'll change it. Fine.
So it's not the most direct.
No, it is not the most. It is absolutely not the most direct. It is a bit of a wandering path, but we're getting there, and we're actually starting to do some of the accessories, which, as you have said, The accessories absolutely make the cosplay.
They really do.
Yeah. You can put on a very simple base layer with the right accessories, and you've got it.
Oh, yes. Like, any costume, it's about the accessories. You find something that you feel confident in, and then you build around there.
Sweet.
So, I think this guy's coming out great, but it's, got to look a little worse before it starts looking better.
Right.
But I think we could put it together by the end of the stream, so at least we have an idea of what it's going to look like.
That'd be cool.
Even if it's not 100% stuck together.
Right.
Because I'm going to get this in, hopefully. You got the stitching on that one?
I got the stitching on this one, so I just need to do this outside stitching on the other piece, which means I've got a bunch of measuring and hammering to do. I can certainly do some measuring.
If you had them punched before you laced them, you could have just...
I thought about that, and when I've done it before...
But you wouldn't be exact. And
I've messed myself up.
Yeah.
And I've regretted it.
Yeah, so, okay.
And it's not that hard to do. Because of your fantastic clear ruler with a grid on it.
I love this thing.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Now, the other thing I was going to do at the top of the hour is...
we
have viewer mail. I'm wearing a piece of viewer mail. Way back in the day, what almost started the viewer mail was the Flatwood Monsters t-shirt. And this is the Japanese one, I suppose. And it was the third one that came in that box. So thank you very much to the Flatwood Monster Museum for sending me out 3 different shirts, the 3D printed thing, bumper stickers, DVDs. It was such a care package. It was amazing.
Great swag.
Great swag. And the other night, because I had the black shirt, the very first one I wore, an eon ago, was on top of everything else in my room. I go to turn off the light and lay down in bed, and I look over, and oh, look, the Flatwood Monster's looking at me, because that shirt glows in the dark.
Does it really?
Yeah, it really does. The white one that's just him?
Oh,
yeah. That one glows in the dark.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's very cool. I still want to do that to the little 3D printed statue. Do a glow-in-the-dark base, and then do some real delicate shading on it, so it can glow in the dark with shading.
Okay. Don't do it to the Geralt one. That'd be scary.
No, don't do the Geralt one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that one ever come out?
We got one that came out. The other one's still sitting in there because
Did it not work, or is it
no,
just...
it totally worked. There was just a point in time when Joe was trying to, I'll do the 3D printing. It's like, okay, yeah, please, go ahead, because I get frustrated with it because it keeps... And I've been trying to let him do it. I just haven't touched it, and I don't think about it. Someone else took responsibility, so I don't think about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, because I like that guy.
Joe.
Feel like I won an award.
Kind of, yeah. We need to
He's
get
like
that
the
finished.
right size.
He is. We have a little plinth for him, and congratulations on wrapping season 2, which isn't even out yet, but it was a wrap of production. Yeah, and JP Maker?
Yeah.
JP Maker. Yeah.
One of-
It's not JL Maker, it's JP Maker. He's the one that did it, and he's
Got the letters wrong, you're in trouble.
I'm sure I did. It's not PJ, it's JP. It's John Paul, it's not pajamas. On his Instagram, he's actually got a Arkham Asylum Batman sculpt that he did that I believe he'll be offering as an STL for anyone who wants to purchase and download one. And having seen his Witcher, yeah, it looked really good. He did a really cool Frankenstein, too.
I've seen some Witchers that people have done, and I have definitely been impressed. I'm appreciating people's cosplay abilities, and I just also really love Chainmail. So easy now after years and years and years and years and years and years
Right.
of having so much the heavy
Oh.
or the crazy.
So I got this. I'm going to set it down because
Oh yeah, we have
context.
mail.
We're talking about chainmail. Easy,
Oh, yeah.
easy.
Do you have?
I have. I'm going to go through all my unlabeled drawers.
This is from Danny Domingo. I crossed
Yeah.
out his address though.
Oh, that's good, because I was going to write it down and now I can't.
You can still see through that later.
This is, I'm sure none of you can really tell, but the packaging is old. It's an old style of packaging. But, yeah, they're copyright 1986. They're flat washers.
Yeah.
And you overstretch the flat washers so you can put it together and then crimp them back shut. I
Yeah.
had friends in the SCA. This is the way they did their chainmail. Because...
It's like the flat hammered chainmail.
It's like a flat hammered chainmail, and because the way that these are made, you don't have the burrs, and so when you force them back shut, they get a reasonable amount of strength, and you don't have that little thing that's going to grip everything.
That makes a lot of sense because there's so many ways to fail on chainmail.
So many ways to fail on chainmail.
So many ways to fail on chainmail. You have to get your 4 little clusters all right, and then you have to get those all connected together right, and then you also have to make sure you drape it in the correct direction because otherwise your body won't move.
Right, because it won't give.
And then heaven forbid you have to take it on and off all by yourself. I've seen many injuries.
Yes.
Head injuries from that. And
it's pulling hair or what?
No, taking chainmail off.
Right.
Because you lean forward and the weight of it, and it's like I've seen people.
Okay.
I work in a costume shop. People,
you see them go face plant because all the extra weight on their head.
It pulls you forward, and you're not expecting it because you think it's just regular fabric, but it's like this chainmail, and it has a way of just all the weight all of a sudden being on the other side.
I have never seen that. That makes sense, but I would fall on my face.
Yeah, no. Lyle went to this party, and you had to crawl in through the rabbit hole.
Okay.
To go to the party.
Alice in Wonderland themed.
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland themed. Crawl through the rabbit hole, and he was dressed in full on knight with like the Knights of Templar kind of a look with the chainmail, the headpiece, the thing, and so him leaning forward to go through his whole weight fell forward face first because he had that mask on.
Right.
It cut him on the head, and head wounds
bleed like a
more than anything else.
Right.
And he's over at this party with his head bleeding.
Okay, you forced me to crawl through a thing without letting me know beforehand.
So yes, I've seen many injuries
Right.
It's not the easiest. That was easy.
Yes, that was easy.
But yeah, that's a great way to do it. That's a tighter look. Like it's not going to give you the big loops.
No, it won't.
It's going to give you a dense chainmail, but that's also a perk.
So this was actually 1/4 inch, but I remember the guys telling me that to special, at the time, it's going to be easier to find them now, to special order 10 millimeter was the best look.
That sounds about right when it comes to chainmail gauging in general, because isn't that even what we were thinking about when we were gauging it?
Right, I think so.
Yeah, so chainmail, right?
Chainmail, and I happened to open a drawer the other day and went, oh, I remember this.
So chainmail, but we also have viewer mail.
We have viewer mail from Dan Does Junk. And I believe Dan put his logo on the box, which is pretty cool. Dan Does Junk.
Save it. It's his signature. It'll be worth $1 million.
It's worth $1 million.
Do you want one of these?
Actually,
Box opener?
Actually, I do.
Do the right job.
So this is actually very cool. Thank you, Dan Does Junk. I do appreciate all the stuff that people have sent me. And in no way am I trying to say people have to send me anything, because that sounds egotistical, conceited. I don't know what the right word is there. But for those of you who have, I think it's really freaking cool. If any of you are inspired to do so, send to either one of us. P.O. Box is in the description. You send stuff to Toby if you want. Hi Odin, I really love what you do and really enjoy watching your builds and seeing the props come together. Your Gundam cosplay is one of my favorite builds. I can't wait to see it in person once things getting back to normal. Dan is fairly local. And yeah, totally Dan, you're coming to the shop when things get weird. Get less weird.
It's gonna get weird.
It's gonna get weird. Come to the shop, Dan, it's gonna get weird.
When is it not?
When is it not? And can't wait to see the Mechagodzilla. It's something I've always wanted to make, but didn't know how to go about it until I discovered your channel and watched your videos, so thank you very much. Anyway, this box is a prop that I made from one of the best moments of Mobile Suit Gundam. I've included a couple of screenshots of the scene. I'm sure Joe knows it. Oh, sorry, Joe isn't here.
I know.
Yeah, that's kind of a...
Joe's missing out.
A big Gundam fan, and an even bigger fan of yours. Danny Domingo, Dan Does Junk. Oh, really? Is this what I think it's going to be? This is kind of cool. Oh, it is. Oh, this is great. Oh, Joe's going to love this.
Is this the equivalent of robot intestines?
No, this is the face piece for the Zaku. And the Gundam has torn the respirators is the right word, because I don't know if Gundam really breathe. But and you've got the RX-78 here in this scene, grabs and rips this piece off of one of the Zaku. So this is really cool. This is actually really detailed too.
Yeah. 'Cause I haven't seen this thing, and I was like, he looks like he's holding robot guts.
Kind of.
In a fight scene, but face makes sense. I like it. I think that's a really cool prop.
I can totally see.
Okay, there you go.
With this position looking like it came from the guts, but at least I recognize the.
Yeah, but it has that intestinal feel. But yeah, I think that's even better than it's an aspirator.
He's carved a grid behind the veins.
Yay.
Oh, this is cool.
That is a really awesome.
This is really cool.
You can just put that in the teeth of your Mechagodzilla costume.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
I'll put this on. There you go.
I gotta put it in a way that looks like he's not using it.
There you go. You gotta keep him well fed, right?
Gotta keep him well fed. Mechagodzilla's on a high mecha diet. Yes.
He needs his iron.
He needs his iron.
Yeah. So, yay for props.
Yay for props. That is really, really cool. Thank you. Total silence, because how do we pick up from that?
Oh, I was getting distracted and going back to work.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's way super cool. Let me grab my phone from you.
Do it. Tell all those Discord people hi.
All those Discord people tell all those Discord people what I think. Find where my Discord is.
So it's slightly pointy. I'm gonna do it pointy.
It was like Lord Khan and Guard Worldland are talking a lot about the Demon Slayer sword. Jaden L. Hi, Odin. I haven't seen last week's live streams. Life has been pretty hectic. Oh. I just wanted to ask, what's the chemical you use to kind of sand or smooth Plastidip? I forgot and I can't find the moment you said it on a stream. Yeah, that would be hard to find. I'm going to go back to work soon, so I hope I'll be able to watch this and make a note.
Is it this one?
Nope.
No, it's
I use that to smooth out the EVA, but
yeah, the other one.
to actually do the spray plastic when it gets weird, it's the naphtha or the industrial cleaner. So it's one of the cans that's like acetone cans down there.
I will let you go grab it because I feel like you're looking right at it, and I'm gonna laugh.
Well, I'm looking right. Approximately, I'm blind. You would have grabbed it.
I was that close.
You were that close.
Yeah.
You reached down and it was the one.
And I was gonna grab that one.
Yep.
Okay.
So what is it? It's VMNP naphtha.
Naphtha.
Yeah, is that focused? My eyes aren't. There's another one called xylene. It starts with an X. And if you look at the ingredients on Plastidip, especially the one that comes in a Pringles can, you actually dip your tools into, which is what it was originally made to be and why it's called Plastidip. This is thinners listed in there, as is acetone, but these are much better at smoothing out that weird bumpy texture you get from spraying too cold. In California,
it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world, no, because you can use this with a wet paper towel and do kind of like wet sanding on your Plastidip, and it does a really good job.
That's kind of a game changer because there have been times when that has just made me cry.
Oh yeah, it's just horrible.
Right? Is that you?
Here. That's me. I've got an incoming call.
Oh.
Yeah. We're all dead. It's just a phone number, so I'm assuming I don't know who it is. But in California, this one's a lot easier to find anymore because Prop 65, it got to be really hard to actually find actual naphtha or
nice, good, solid chemicals.
Yeah, it's doable. And xylene, Ace Hardware has most of these. This one you can get all the other big box hardware stores. They just don't carry the other stuff. But that's only if you're in California. If you're in the rest of the world, you could probably find this stuff at 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah, that's what I used to take off my nails. No.
Yeah, exactly. Well, kinda. So the other thing Joe was actually reading. which we probably should do with the Witcher that needs to be cleaned up. 90% isopropyl alcohol has always been what everybody uses to clean up the resin prints. He was reading that acetone can do it, and acetone is about 2/3 of the cost of
Question: does it change it chemically in any way? Does it burn it up? Does it smooth it out? Or does it just burn away that exterior?
Just cuts the liquid and gets rid of the exterior.
Well,
I don't know.
Acetone changes the textures of fabrics.
It does.
You can completely it's.
Acetone will totally melt stuff. Right.
Yeah,
Acetone will
eat acetate.
Yes.
It eats acetate. But,
if you do an ABS filament print, you can suspend it in a can over liquid acetone, and just the fumes will smooth out the print.
Yeah, because I could see totally melting it and then it evaporating and having a nice clean exterior.
Yeah.
I don't know. Chemicals.
But now, granted, rubbing alcohol is far safer to be using, but cheap, comparatively.
Yeah. Well, rubbing alcohol is really not that expensive, but acetone is significantly
Rubbing alcohol
cheaper.
to buy a gallon is $40, $35, and a gallon of acetone was $25.
I was just thinking I'd run to the dollar store and grab a little bottle of nail polish remover or a bottle of the acetone.
But you want to get the 90 to 95 for the prints, and because of the higher concentration.
You're only going to find about an 80 proof here.
Yeah,
general.
70 and 80 is generally what you find.
Yeah.
Because that's ideal for first aid, because the mixture.
But they don't like to sell anything more than an 80 because they don't want people making things that are.
Yeah.
Well, anyways.
Well, once again, the local Ace Hardware and other places do carry higher. You can get 90%, 92% at CVS pretty easily. But you can only buy it, I think, in the pint or the quart. You can't get it that big. And even then, it's like $10.
Okay. I was just in my head thinking dollar.
Yeah.
Dollar.
Right. The 70 doesn't do it. It does, I guess, but.
But you're definitely going to get the better results using acetone at that point.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
Do that, and then at Jaden L, let me just respond to him during the live stream. So Jaden L, it's at this time, 80 some odd minutes in. At JA. Yep, that guy. All right.
I'm using the all you got for the moment.
What
to
now?
mark, I'm using the all.
Oh, sweet.
You got at the moment to mark my dots. I will cut them out better.
Yeah. This, that Sean sent me, right? Connor Cook says, awesome at Dan Does Junk. Yeah, totally, right? I'm coming in late here. I'm not going to catch up on that conversation. Joshua Dare still wants me to do a series where I react to DIYs on a stream. Suppose. Probably be very supportive overall, because generally I am.
Yeah, and you've been telling, good job.
Yeah,
I
well,
like
that's
it.
kinda
I
cool. I like that. I
appreciate
appreciate
A for
that.
effort.
Right.
Mom for a minute, you know?
You pretty much, yeah. I'm not gonna tear anybody down. That's not fun. Yeah. Oh yeah, Polyfo is definitely pointing out important details, which is true with all these chemicals I'm showing out. Polyfo says, be careful with xylene because it'll eat your skin. Please wear gloves. Now, I haven't necessarily seen it eat my skin, but it definitely leaves a horrible white residue, totally destroys my skin. And from what I understand, all of those are incredibly bad for your liver, and it goes right through your skin and straight to your liver. So, yeah, definitely wear gloves with that stuff.
Don't try this at home, kids.
You can. Just put the stuff on to be safe. If you're in a small room working with it, definitely have a vapor mask, one that's made for chemical vapors, and don't keep your dog in there with you. Don't keep your bird in there with you.
Oh, that's awful. Please.
Yeah, isn't it? As much as shop dogs like being shop dogs, sometimes they need to go outside, or you do with the project. And yeah, no, xylene, I've talked about this before, and I can't remember which chemical she was using, but I was working with a woman named Indy, and she was spraying down something with her spray gun, and we were using either xylene or naphtha or one of those. And she put the stuff on. She had goggles that were good for vapor over her eyes. She had a vapor mask on. She had coveralls on. But it was hot out, so she put on the coveralls where she had cut the arms off. So as she's running this aerosol xylene, it was just settling on her bare arm. She had gloves on, but just all this was bare. She was out for, as far as being able to come to work and be a usable person, she was out for a little while because of chemical poisoning, effectively. So, yeah. I don't know if any,
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Limit the chemicals as much as we can, right? All right, I think I'm ready.
Janice, I'm not sure. Once I'm done with Mechagodzilla, will I do Jet Jaguar from Godzilla versus Megalodon? I've had some other people talk about doing Jet Jaguar themselves as an additional companion cosplay. I personally am not planning on doing Jet Jaguar. We haven't committed to what suit we're doing next. A couple of ideas have come up, and most of those ideas center around a costume that if Joe's in Gundam and I'm in Mechagodzilla, even though the next costume wouldn't go with those two necessarily, because it wouldn't be from Ready Player One the only time those two appear together, it would be something that one of our other friends could wear so all three could be worn at the same time. And I don't know for sure what it's going to be, but right now it's going to be Mecha or Mecha-ish, because apparently that's my theme.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so it's going to be...
Any suggestions, feel free.
Right. Oh, we have a couple of thoughts.
Doesn't mean we'll do them, but we'll
Doesn't mean we'll do them. And I don't mean to be like, I'm secretive about what I'm talking about.
But you just don't want to just commit yourself because we're talking off the cuff.
That's the polite way to do it. I've had friends talk about upcoming projects they want to do. This isn't cosplay. This is actually like he's invested money into doing productions for videos or TV shows. He's talked about the things he's going to do. And people who overheard it jumped on it and did it before him. And it's not that I'm afraid somebody's going to jump on building Jet Jaguar before I do, because I'm not worried about it. But that thought, that feeling, that idea that I've been carrying through since the 10 years ago it happened to him, I'm still kind of doing it. And so sorry, guys.
Those little life lessons you don't let go of.
Yeah, you don't let go of. You don't. Yeah, some things you don't advertise beforehand.
Right.
But the easy way to say it is, I don't want to commit.
I mostly just don't want to have to explain why I didn't end up doing it. You said you were going to make this. Well, I didn't give a shit anymore at this point, and I moved on, and now I want to make that. So,
which is accurate, but I would probably spin it saying, yeah, but this other thing came out that's more popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone's asking me what my favorite flavor of Placid Dip is to drink. Let's see, William Volk. Yeah.
Forbidden snacks.
Forbidden snacks. Black. Definitely black is my favorite. I've just gone through so many black, both aerosol cans and a couple of dip cans. Because you take that Natfla stuff and you can thin the dip, the stuff in the Prinkle can, and you can spray it through a spray gun, which well, you know that story. Or you can actually paint with it. You can't really paint with the stuff in the can directly. It's a little too thick. It's made the dip, plier handles into. But you thin it out.
Can you buy it by the tub?
Yeah, you can. Not in California, of course, but you can buy it by.
Of course.
You can buy it by the gallon because guys spray their car with it.
Yeah. My uncle paints cars, does the flames and stuff on cars for a living.
Okay.
And when my brother wanted to paint his little beater truck, my uncle just suggested, why don't you just get some Rust-Oleum and a paint roller?
Yep.
And my brother did it himself, and actually, it didn't look half bad.
Oh, cool.
But I've had to paint a few cars a few times for various reasons. Maybe cover them in grass.
Maybe.
You did do a grass wheel.
I did a grass wheel. I didn't do the grass car.
I did the grass car.
Yes, you did.
Was there another grass? I feel like there's grass pants, but I didn't end up making those.
Oh, okay.
I had them all figured out. I just
didn't have to sew them.
No, I was asked to do them, but then it was somebody else was in charge of them, so I let it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Go for it. So.
Oh, William says black is pretty tasty, but he likes watermelon more.
I can't stand artificial watermelon. It tastes like penicillin to me.
That's interesting.
It tastes like medicine, like that chalky under flavor in
okay.
medicine.
Because being in the 70s and having chronic earaches, I had a lot of penicillin because, 70s. Penicillin!
Yes.
Doctor, my back's out. Penicillin! It was a thick grape syrup. I remember having it in one of those...
Bubblegum flavor.
Kinda, yeah. It was like grape bubblegum flavor. And having it in those, the brown glass medicine jars, and that was just sitting in the fridge. It's like a quart of this stuff, right? And Mom would pour it into effectively a test tube that had the amount listed on it, and then one side of the exit of the test tube was a spoon. So you pour it in there to measure it, and then you drink it.
I like the ones that are the syringes, because you just and it's done.
Oh, okay.
It's just, anyways.
And at some point in time, I developed an allergy to penicillin, and I can't take it now. Or at least I couldn't then. I haven't tried, but apparently...
Yeah. I'm allergic to doxycycline.
Oh, okay.
So there's that.
Right. Yeah,
I get it.
I was told to stay away from all the penicillin derivatives because...
Yeah, sulfate-based ones for me.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't like watermelon because it just reminds me of...
Of that.
Penicillin-y, just medicine to me.
Yeah, because the two things of penicillin I think about is either the grape flavor from that, which is so long ago, or moldy bread.
Yeah, it is a mold.
Optimus Prime is a great idea, Buck Wright. I'm not going to say no to potential Transformer. Yeah. I will say that Optimus Prime and Pacific Rim from G.I. Joe Review both weren't forefront, but definitely not out of the ballpark. Dr. 667 is asking, Odin, what is the best prop that I have made? That's,
You get asked that every time, and you still haven't figured out which one.
Because it's a moving target. What's the best prop I made?
Which one do you like today?
Okay, which one? The one I made last week. Look this way, it's a little clearer.
There you go. Squish and squish. Oh yeah, that one turned out really cool.
That one. And it's performing pretty well too. So, which makes me happy, but that doesn't have anything to do with... Oh my gosh, I like
it in person. Like, it looks cool on the video, but it glows really cool in person.
Right, it doesn't blow out quite as much because the camera's...
thing is the camera just looks like you're getting like a bright blue.
Right.
But this is actually glowing. It's actually
a glowing, deeper blue, right?
Like it glows.
Yeah, and it's casting light in your face. Is that what you're trying to do? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
It totally does. Yeah.
But you don't necessarily see it looking at monitors. It just looks like, oh, it's just a pretty blue.
It's a pretty blue with a white hotspot. Yeah, it's just because there's so much light coming from here, and the camera's set to a specific level. It's too bright. LEDs are really good at doing that.
I would walk around trick-or-treating with this.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
I like it.
And this is pretty much... Actually, no, I was going to say this is in scale to this, but it's actually not. These aren't that big.
Those guys are smaller than...
Considerably. I forget about that. These guys
but
are...
also Godzilla, I think, is more this scale, but
Godzilla changes scale, yeah.
It just depends on which Godzilla.
It does. I think Ready Player One had the scales pretty right.
Okay.
Although they made Mechagodzilla a little bigger than he normally is, but because Gundams aren't that tall. They are, but they're not. They're
yeah. Scale-wise, they're definitely on the smaller scale.
Yeah. Compared to other giant robots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which giant robot are you?
Giant.
Creature.
Kaiju.
There you go.
Thank you, Guillermo del Toro, for giving us a catch-all for it, term.
Hey, it was a needed thing.
It was a needed thing.
I'm going to start.
And then another one that I got really, really happy with was my Call of Duty ray gun, which, because it's got this great retro look, and again, it glows. Yeah, it changes all the time.
Yeah, this one didn't exist last week, so there's that.
Right, he didn't exist last week. I'm also still really happy with the gravity gun from Half-Life, and then there's I made the Star Trek bridge like 20 years ago for play, and that was fun. So
right, which is.
I don't have a pinnacle of this is the one, this is the only one. All the others can suck nuts.
But I wouldn't blame you if you did.
Okay, well, thank you. Oculus 2003. On that note, what about Megatron's fusion cannon? You mean a large tube? Am I thinking wrong? The Generation 1 Megatron, that was the scope to the gun that he transformed into, was his fusion cannon. So it was a really big tube attached to his arm, right? There's not much more to it. Am I saying no? No, I'm not saying no, because
it might need an easy prop.
Yeah.
But that one has been on the not as high on the radar because it seems a little too simple.
Right. And without the rest of Megatron, you made it tube.
Yeah.
Sean Kennedy is saying the working Gundam in Japan is 60 feet tall. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm pretty sure the head of the Gundam itself is about 6-ish feet tall. I think the costume we made is somewhere in scale with the old Mego action figures, the 8-inch tall, like Star Trek and superhero figures, or there's like 10-inch figures too. It's somewhere in that area. It's not as big as the 12-inch figures, but it's not as small as most action figures in a card.
But yay, at least they started the scaling work for you.
Yes. And then, of course, because it's cosplay, the different parts have different scales.
People are like not necessarily monster shaped.
No, they're not.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Yes, Gundam are humanoid, but humans don't fit within the proportions of a Gundam.
And just as a suggestion, if you are building something that's not human shaped, it's okay to build up and out and around and not necessarily get stuck of where your proportions really do bend and hit.
True.
So, you can fudge that.
Yeah. Stupid Monkey says, I know your wife's favorite. Yes, that almost sounds, that would be Soul Edge.
The really big one.
The really big one, right here. That's been up on the wall for well over a year.
Her puppy.
It's her puppy. Joshua says that they have the same sewing machine.
I love this stupid sewing machine. I bought it twice.
And Polyfo says that Felicia has a much more polite way of saying what Odin is thinking.
No, I don't. I have a much worse way to say it, but we're on air.
Depends on which way we go, yeah.
Right? My sewing machine is farting while I'm sewing.
Dan Does Junk is working on a Death Scythe cosplay, and is saying that it may end up being taller than my Gundam cosplay, which is weird because
you'd think that
the RX-78 is supposed to be 18 meters tall and Death Scythe is 16 and a half. But you have it Joe scale,
so
I got a Joe scale, yeah.
Yeah, so I could see it easily happening.
Right. We'll just make Joe stand closer to the camera than you, and it'll look fine.
Because Joe scale's my scale, and
exactly.
Yeah.
Dr. 667, Odin, how hard was it to make the gravity gun from Half-Life? It was a bit of a challenge. The hardest thing with it is it has the shapes on it are built on a radial type of a pattern, right? They all originate from the core, which is kind of easy to do in 3D modeling for games and just in general. So I had to figure out how to make 9 things pop out equally going all the way around with spaces, which worked out to be 18. Balancing things, which when you start doing the math, 9 things with equal spaces is 18 things, and that's half of 36, which is a 360. So it all started working out. But balancing things. And if you really look close, my parallel lines aren't parallel, and some things are a little off center. And making
like a human made it. It wasn't
like a human made it, right? It wasn't just.
Anyways, yeah,
exactly. Like it was made in a shop by hand. So it was just challenging, and it was challenging because it doesn't have typical geometry that I was associating at the time. The whole back of the gun is this polyhedron. It's not even that's probably even the wrong term to use because it's not equal on any side. It's shaped kind of like a barn with a corner cut off, and then you have 2 handles that stick into it on an angle. It was interesting.
Sometimes just breaking it down into triangles
and
simple shapes helps you understand the pattern better. There's a lot of mathing in
pattern
crafting.
Making.
And a lot of the times it's just do the math and think about it, chew on it, sleep on it, eat, walk away, get back.
Exactly that. Breaking down into shapes is precisely what I did. And usually what I do with most of my props.
Yeah, you just have to go, this is a cylinder, this is a triangle, let's...
Yep, and then you start breaking down how to decorate that cylinder.
Out of this stripe and this triangle.
Yep.
It's just a bunch of triangles and circles.
It is.
Yeah. But...
She's smart.
It's like I craft or something.
It's like you craft or something.
I could totally get rid of this sound by just using paper, but I'm not, because it's working.
Polyfo says, if I finish my Robocop cosplay, I might have to crash the Mecha Club at DragonCon. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
A robot party!
I'm totally... So, is there a robot party meetup at DragonCon? I haven't looked. I've still got my 2020 ticket, which means if 2021 happens, I can go. And yeah, I want to go. I'm going to need to coordinate with somebody I know in the area that I can ship Mechagodzilla to. Yeah, I totally want to go. And yeah, if there's a meetup, please clue me into it. That would be cool. It's getting... No, it's not quite... End of March is about when I can actually buy tickets to fly.
April is the goal for people to be getting vaccinated.
Okay.
So it's not an unrealistic...
We
can't really think too far in the future.
We can't. DragonCon is September, but...
You know, like the last year taught me anything is you cannot make plans.
Right.
But ideally, it's not the end of... It may end up happening. The time frame's not out of...
You're sewing an 80s tie.
I am. It's not done yet.
But totally would love to meet you if I can get out to DragonCon. Would totally love to be part of the Mecha meetup. And yeah, you get Robocop done, that'd be great. Talk about how people are growing up. Joshua Dare, yeah, that'd be great. Printing, saying that buying a 3D printer, so I'll send you some stuff in the mail that I print, maybe your logo. That'd be cool. I just got some from the Jacksmith not too long ago. And it's neat. We were joking about doing a giant Flavor Flav one that hangs around your...
Oh, yeah.
Big bling.
Because I like costumes.
Jack of all trades is saying, hey, Odin, do you want to do a subtle plug for this week's episode of the podcast? You know, Odin, because you're going to be on my podcast, like, this Friday. You know, just hint, maybe, a little bit.
Is that the one you recorded before, like a while ago? Or is it...
This is the second time.
Okay, cool.
And you know, I'm kind of making fun, but it's easier for me to plug that way because it feels too...
It's natural.
Yeah, for me to kind of do it that way instead of, hey everyone, I'm going to be on the Jack of All Trades podcast this Friday. It'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. for me. It runs about 2 hours. I believe Jack's going to be streaming it live. I think that was what happened last time. And what are we talking about? I have no idea. I'm going to be surprised, just like you. So that's happening this Friday for Jack of All Trades. If I can catch it on the live stream, I will approve for the link to pop up because I missed that last time and the link wasn't able to be shared. A couple other podcasts coming up. I'm doing GeekCon with there's a college in Ontario, and that's going to be the first weekend or the first Thursday, I think, in March. And I suggested that they also talk to Evil Ted Smith. So hopefully that'll work out. And then both of us independently will be doing this Q&A panel, talk about stuff with Ontario's college, GeekCon. And then also happening in March, that'll probably come out in April because I think we're shooting for the April issue. There is a online digital magazine, Kaiju magazine. Now I'm spacing on what the second... So it's not Kaiju Mag, it's something else. It might just be Kaiju Magazine. Man, that's bad of me. Anyway.
There's a cool magazine.
There's a cool magazine. There's only one issue out right now, and so I'll probably be in issue 2, wanting to interview me about the Mechagodzilla suit. I think that's great. And so that's coming up. Supposedly they're sending me a t-shirt, so I'll be wearing that on an upcoming live stream whenever it happens. And so that's something to look forward to. So those are the next 3 things that I know for sure that I'm appearing on. In addition to that, I was sent the schedule to pencil myself in for Nerd Podcast Radio, my friends over at NPR. And so that is going to happen too, but I haven't cracked open the calendar and actually committed to a date with them yet. But that'll happen. So for all my
He's
friends...
not going to stand you up, don't worry.
No, I'm not going to say. There's no way. David Theobald III, Kersey Smurf Erica, they're both people from that podcast and both from our patrons. I'm not going to piss off Kersey Smurf. How's that?
Sounds like good life advice.
Yes, don't piss off Kersey Smurf.
I believe they'll appreciate that.
So that will also be happening, but that one doesn't have a date yet. However, this Friday, the 12th, I hope I'm saying that name right, that time right, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Jack of All Trades podcast. And I'm looking, and I don't see a. Well, it blocks out URLs for approval.
So you can't send shit.
So you can't just automatically send.
Sorry, people.
You can't rickroll everybody. But if I see it pop up, I'll make it do there.
Or just wait till it's over and put it in the comments.
Yeah.
There you go. So other people can see.
Spider Kevin Unlimited, yo, what's up?
Hola, ¿cómo
hola.
estás?
Murph's Models wants to resurrect their Cylon costume. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm all for bringing old costumes back from the dead.
Dr. 667's got a great question. Odin, when will this be in English time? I can't convert our imperial timestamp to metric time, so I'm sorry, I don't know. What is 8 hours difference, right? So 8 off of 8 p.m. is going to be, 4 in the morning? So you might not catch it live.
That's okay. Any view's still a view.
Right. Well, I guess, no, that's still right? Yeah, because it would be 5 here. Is that still 4 in the morning? Did I do that wrong? No, because Eastern's not 8 hours ahead. Only California is 8 hours ahead. Eastern's 5 hours ahead. So that's going to be 1 in the morning. So, not as bad. Okay, yeah, cool. Jack's going to DM it to me, so I will...
There you go, so you can share it.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to just figure out... Okay, so Discord, so I'm going to pull up Discord on this computer so I can copy and paste it.
Okay, so I made a belt.
You made a belt.
Made a belt.
It's a belt.
It's a
Computer
belt.
went to sleep.
Yeah. But made a belt that we could put on the thing. I didn't end up just using that belt, I just took the hardware from it and
Yeah, no, that totally works.
yeah. Now we can start thinking about how we're gonna stick it on. Oops. Oh. You know, that doesn't look half bad. I'm glad we went with the brown.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Doesn't it look better with the brown?
The internet loves your coffee cup. I wouldn't want that to get hurt.
Right? My little sister would be mad too.
No, that does look really good.
Just so they can see.
Can they?
Can they even see? But this is the... Here, put this guy.
Put it in the center.
Put Kevin front and center. But it goes on the under one, right? Wait,
Yes, I
my
believe it goes on
reference
the other
photo. There we go. So if you guys are looking at him... Now I'm trying to flip it around.
Now you're trying to flip it around?
In my head, like... Because I was just doing it this way, and now I'm doing it anyways.
Right. Well, it's
But it goes right here.
in both instances you're looking at it the correct way. So you just do it exactly the way you see it in the picture, and you're fine. You're not dressing off of a mirror.
Yeah, but I'm looking over there.
Okay, now that's going to mess it. Well, that's kind of the same.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay,
If you do that exactly how you see it on the picture, it'll still be right.
Okay.
Because the camera is showing you, right is right, and it isn't flopping out like a mirror.
Okay, cool. Well, anyways, this piece is going to get sewn down on this piece, starting right about here, so that I have some belt and adjustment space. Not that I need adjustment.
You need all sorts of adjustment.
Well, this piece got to be flat because we didn't go across the shoulder joint or the side seam.
Oh, okay.
That's
Right.
because otherwise we'd have to have some kind of funky
Curve. Right. But because it's just flat bandoliers.
Because we're not crossing the shoulder.
Not crossing the streams.
We're not crossing the shoulder. We're not crossing the side seam. We don't. The lines got to actually stay straight.
Right.
And
That's
in
made
order
it
to
so much
function,
easier.
right?
Right.
And now I can put this thing on here, like that. Take this one here, like this, and then I can stitch this down right here. starting probably back here. Then I'm going to stitch this down all the way down to there. But yeah, that's the plan. I will stitch that real quick.
All right.
Yay!
Yay!
Some weird progress. I know. This would be a lot easier if I just had a brown belt.
Yeah, because you're making a belt from scratch.
Yeah, well, I stole the hardware.
I would steal the hardware too. I'm not going to forge the hardware.
No. Dollar store belt is
Right.
worth it for the hardware.
Yes, it is. Connor Cook is saying, "Hey guys, Odin, I really like your shirt. Thank you. It's my last Flatwood Monster shirt, and especially the color. And Felicia, I really like how you have your hair today. Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Connor.
Went for fluffy.
Doctor 667, Odin, how did you get into prop making?"
You've been making props since you were a kid and you never stopped.
She's heard the answer a few times.
No, it's the story of my life.
Story of your life too. That's true.
Yeah, no,
yeah, exactly.
Maker's gonna make.
Maker's gonna make. Born to be a maker, and enjoyed movies and media so much that props became a very easy thing to do. You know, making dinosaurs out of wads of clay in kindergarten. I can't believe my mom still has those things. They look like turds with legs. Yeah, it was just Maker's gonna make. I was always just kind of doing it, and because of Star Wars and Star Trek, the fascination of the science fiction props that I could see in the show, I wanted to make them because for the most part, the real life toys that you could buy at that time were the wrong scale or were just flat wrong.
You know, isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
I feel like some of my favorite props are you just couldn't get it, so I had to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
exactly.
those stupid cufflinks, or like Calvin and Hobbes.
Right. Which
Like,
the only polymer clay project I did was a Spaceman Spiff, where I made him out of polymer clay. So.
That's what I'm missing.
Okay.
I'm like, I got an error code. That's not right. I haven't even started. That's because it's so thick and dense that it didn't register that I didn't have my foot down. Gotta put my foot down sometime.
Put your foot down.
So, oh yay, it's stitching easily.
Oh, that is good.
It's not stressful stitching. It's fart stitching, but that's
Fart
okay.
stitching, that's okay.
I'll take it.
I will get to that in just a second, Matthew Bartow, because I know exactly which one to do first. Ivan Lopez is being nice, really complimentary, and saying, I love this channel so much. It's so satisfying to watch the build. Thank you, Ivan.
I'm glad you appreciate it, because, you know, this is the behind-the-scenes crafting. It's not the pretty part.
Right. This isn't the 15 to 25-minute video done that you'll see on Wednesday. This Wednesday's video is probably going to be about 18 minutes, I think. Raid Shadow Legends.
A little rough, you know, you got to get through the... Anyways, but
right.
yes. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad all
definitely.
of you guys do.
Thank you.
I like making it. I do.
Yeah, I like making it too, a lot. And it's always wanting to make, always wanting to build, always wanting to do, and then spinning that into work and actually getting paid to do it is kind of a dream job.
You get paid to do
sometimes. I mostly get t-shirts and Zaku parts.
No, I feel like I finally got a job where I got paid well enough that I can craft.
Right, yes.
Like I can afford to craft for fun again.
Yeah, and you're not crafting for your job like at Smosh. So.
No, I totally am.
You are? Okay, yeah.
I totally am. There is no not. It is get to work monkey. But.
I just...
Yeah, but
for me, I guess I was categorizing it.
Yeah. It's its own beast, but there's nothing going to be like that.
No.
Need to cover Ian in peanut butter. Yes, okay.
Okay. Have you eaten any peanut butter since?
Not really.
I didn't think so. You told me that before. They were doing a parody of there was
Peanut Butter Baby.
Peanut Butter Baby, which was a sort of a meme video at one point. And so they smeared Ian with 2 giant-sized things of creamy peanut butter.
Paula's best idea ever was, let's put him in a wig before we cover him in peanut butter so we don't have to scrub this out of his hair. Brilliant, Paula. You are a genius, and I love you for that because that made... Anyways.
Absolutely agree without having to quantify it anywhere. You are a genius, Paula.
Yes.
You are brilliant, and you are incredible to work with.
Yes, Paula, you are amazing, and we love you.
Yes.
Who's Paula? She's the makeup artist that's worked with Smosh before I even started there. She's the
Right.
one who got me anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Paula had ideas and knowledge that helped me with what I was doing. Yeah. Because she's not just the...
She's the mastermind behind Shane's crazy long nipples, so there's that.
There you go, yes.
You remember that, don't you?
I remember Shane's nipples. There you
Anyways,
go. Go Google that on Smosh. Shane's long nipples. They're not Bjork's nipples that like attack her and strangle her, but
they're pretty close. They're pretty awful. They look like Twizzlers.
yeah, they do.
And I think they were edible.
Probably. Datliff P. Hey Odin, just for your information, I'm on your Discord now. Sweet! What's my Discord? I've got a Discord set up for all my Patreon subscribers. So if you wanted to be on Patreon, you get access to the Discord. That's supposed to go through automatically.
If it doesn't, let him know.
Yeah, if it doesn't, let me know. And I'm actually a lot better at responding and talking on Discord than I am on Patreon, because overall Patreon is very much like a one-way street. So I try to post to that because I really should, but Discord, the chat in Discord is way more interactive and way more interesting
It's
to me.
fun in there. Go check it out.
Yeah.
I peek all the time. I don't really say much, but
Right.
it's like fun.
Yeah, you lurk. Good for you.
Yes, I totally do, because I only have a Discord because of your Discord.
Because I forced one on her. No. Oh, cool. Yeah, exactly. I did that too. So George is saying, yeah, as a kid, I made a lot of the ghosts for the Ghostbuster figures with Play-Doh.
That's a great...
Yeah, or repaint Lego, made weapons for other action figures. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that as well. I made, I would modify action figures. I would make Ewok villages, gluing them to the fireplace, and would repaint. I made it was Captain Britain. Oh man, now. So there was Excalibur. I made the full Excalibur force for a friend out of the old Toy Biz action figures, repainting them and using putty to resculpt what I needed to. So. Sweet. Joshua, once again, I just wanted to say, is making his day, or making his day to get so many shout-outs. Thank you so much, and I'll be the first person that you 3D print something for. Well, that's awesome. Thank you.
Nice. I still need a 3D print. I think the first thing I want to 3D print is the stupid necklace for this guy, because I feel like that's an easy one to attempt.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. Why don't we do that on one of the live streams? We'll have to
One
wear
of the live
masks.
streams?
One of the live streams. We'll have Joe come out, because I'm just going to let Joe 3D print. You hear Joe, you do it. The two of you can set up and 3D print the Witcher necklace.
Yeah, because the thing is like I've never even attempted. I've
Okay.
always thought, I could just 3D print this and then go about some other weird way
Right.
of getting what I needed or wanted done. So...
I've always had that thought too. I assume 3D printing is like paper printing, where you go, print, oh, there it is, I'm good. Yeah, no, there's a bit more voodoo involved with making it actually work. At least I feel like it is.
Yes. There we go. Okay. It's a little extra thick there through that seam, but it is handling this what the foam amazingly.
It is?
Yeah, no, it's going great. If I had the paper in there, it would go a little smoother without making that farting noise. But
Yeah, but the farting noise is making the stream. If the sewing machine wasn't farting, we wouldn't have a live stream.
there we go. The flatulent machine. But anyways, it's sewing through this great, and it looks phenomenal. I know I didn't touch this down because it has to be able to,
Right.
Yeah,
No, you want it to flex, and you want it to
texture, right?
texture. No, it's great.
Functional texture.
I had noticed he hadn't stitched it down, and I figured it was intentional.
Yeah. But I keep going to grab it, saying, oh, look, it's stitched down. It's the sewer in me who has so many times thought I sewed something and then ran out of bobbin thread.
You assume something went wrong.
Yeah, because, I've run out of bobbin thread. As soon as I finished doing something complicated, it got through to the end. I was like,
Right.
I was out of bobbin thread, and I have to repin everything. Anyways, it happens way often.
Yeah.
Sooner than I care to admit to.
Yeah.
So, when I see this, I go, am I actually stitching?
Right. Yes. Yes, you did just
Because
fine.
I don't care how good of a sewer seamstress you are, you still are going to make those stupid mistakes of putting a sleeve in a neck hole, like the armhole. Or
So what we're making is the cost of the basic armor for the Stitcher.
the Stitcher hat, the Stitcher Witcher.
All right. So one thing I acknowledged for Matthew Bartow and then haven't got back to is, Odin, what are the best to worst movie props in your opinion? Okay, I read that differently the first time. It was like, what is the best worst movie prop in your opinion? And that's an easy question.
Those are good questions.
Yeah.
That's a fun one to answer.
Best to worst? I don't know if I want to go through. There's so many that have just impressed the snot out of me for being best. Worst? I swear to God.
That cannon.
That cannon. 2 or 3 times she's heard this story because people ask. And so for those of you who have heard, sorry, Vin Diesel movie called Triple X. At the time it came out, it was very much Extreme Sports, the movie. It's actually not a bad movie. So I'm not trying to say anything bad about the movie. It's as entertaining as it's supposed to be. And they did as much of the stunts real in camera as they could because that was the whole point of the Extreme Sports time at the time. There's a train going by, but the computer's asleep, so sorry.
So they can't show you the train.
Can't show you the train. Towards the end of the movie, there's almost a joke where they're trying to get a guy that's hiding out in the sewer, the sniper, who is a sharpshooter or whatever, he's a sniper in the sewer or whatever. So, and of course it's Hollywood sewers, so they're huge and well lit. And so Vin Diesel's character knows the guy smokes all the time. And mentions something like, you guys aren't thinking PlayStation enough, and grabs a heat-seeking missile, and manages, in this underground thing with Lord knows what pipes are going on, they're probably potentially full of steam, to zero in on his cigarette and shoot him with a heat-seeking missile. Okay, funny movie joke, works well. The actual heat-seeking missile bazooka was laughable to me in the movie theater, because everything else in the film, everything that Vin Diesel has got, everything else that the bad guys have got is well thought out, well designed, pre-made, polished, looks good. This thing was a poster tube hot glued to a Sony camcorder and spray painted seafoam green, and that was almost it. There almost wasn't anything else to it. Like, they decided whatever the script wasn't going to work that morning, so the prop guy went, oh yeah, go have lunch, I'll make something, and came back with this thing. It was a Smosh prop. And when Vin Diesel fired it off, he flipped the viewfinder out in the camcorder and adjusted it like you would shooting something with a camcorder, and then fired off the rocket. Oh, it was bad. There's other bad, like in the original series, there's a guy who gets poisoned by having a squirt bottle, unmodified squirt bottle, come in from the side and spray his food cubes, and Captain Kirk packs his luggage,
totally
Samsonite luggage.
Trick.
Yeah, and Captain Kirk packs up his luggage in a Samsonite piece of luggage at one point, so, whatever. Stuff happens.
Very 1960. That stuff will last until then. That stuff isn't going to deteriorate.
Yeah, hard side Samsonite?
Yeah, so I can...
23rd century Samsonite? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a collector's edition. That'd still be there. It's
Okay.
the only one that survived the nuclear bombings, the post...
Eugenics wars that happened 20 years ago now? Geez, can you believe Khan is 20 years ago? The Eugenics wars was the 90s, the late 90s. That's when Khan took over the world, right? I think I missed it. Actually, I don't think I missed it. Triple X. Seal Dog. Hey, Odin, what do you think is the best way to seal EVA foam armor? Well, with your name, you should know. I've used PVA and wood glue, but it becomes brittle. Yeah, and Plastidip is so expensive. Yes.
Right.
I don't know where you're at. The cheapest I can find Plastidip is Home Depot. And it's super hit or miss at Home Depot or Lowe's to find clear Plastidip. Because that's what you're going to want to use to... Well, seal EVA foam before you paint it so you can use the colors. Right. Because usually Plastidip in an aerosol can most of the time runs about $12, $13. It's $6 or might have gone up to $7 now at those big box stores. Other methods. Mod Podge works, and it's not brittle.
It does have a flexible...
Yeah, it does have a flexible.
I made a corset out of that, believe it or not. I did a magazine corset out of...
Okay.
It made it out of pictures, and then I heat ironed it to non-woven backing. And then I covered it in the Mod Podge, and I sewed right through. Like, that thing held together. Like,
okay.
On top of magazine fabric. Just
right.
One of those aside, I'm like, I've done that. Mod
Okay.
Podge, if it works on paper, I'm sure it's great on foam.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it is. I have used Ultra. There's a product called Ultra Mod Podge that comes in a spritz bottle, and I've used that to seal after the paint, and that works really well.
The spray nozzle gets.
Oh, the spray nozzle is a pain in the.
The very first time you use it.
I open it up and brush it, but yeah, it works. Other things, Flex Bond, but that's walking into Plastidip cost neighborhood, and it takes.
But Mod Podge is the cheaper of the options.
Mod Podge is the cheaper of the options. But Flex Bond is really really good. That's made as a Warble adhesive, and it works extremely well
but
as
it's expensive.
Yeah, works extremely well as an EVA sealer, and it skins really good. That was Kamui Cosplay was using it for making swords that had a really smooth shine to them. What was the other thing I was thinking about? Latex house paint.
Oh yeah, because it has the latex just built right in.
Yeah.
But it also does.
I saw William Shakespeare out of Desperation was the first one that I saw that did it, and I've tried it since with some of my clone helmets, where it's just acrylic latex paint, right? And again, the big box stores locally, I can get the quartz easily there.
Yeah, the sample size.
Yeah, it's fairly cheap, and it does a really good job. It seals up the EVA, then you paint more acrylic paint on top of it, or whatever you want to paint, and it works fine. And it doesn't. Plastidip, the solvent we talked earlier about Plastidip to smooth it out. Those same solvents are what make contact cement thin. Right. So if you want a contact cement thinner that isn't just the barge thinner, just get naphtha or Xylene or the industrial cleaner, the stuff I showed you earlier. All of those, I mean, acetone will do it too, but not as well as those other ones. All those will thin out your contact cement, and because when it starts to get old, it gets really gummy, right? Well, at the same time, those will open up dried contact cement seams. So if you've got foam that's under stress because you've bent a curve into it, and then you put a heavy coat of Plastidip over it, or you get this other chemical on top of it, it'll open it up. Yeah, it's like the little slits that go on top of your sourdough bread. Yeah, it'll totally do that. However,
whether
the
you
house
want
paint,
it to or not,
whether you want it to or not, the house paint won't, because the house paint doesn't have that chemical in it. So the acrylic latex house paint works really well. Yeah. I've got visitors. Well, it is 2:05, so I suppose it's a good time to start the marathon. Good night.
And I'm almost finished with this, so once we finish this,
okay,
then we can.
So there we are. There's your warning. Once we're finished with the back of our hand here. Sorry.
No worries.
Then we can. Then we'll definitely be wrapping up. But I will look really quick to see if anyone else has said anything. But here's your little 5-minute warning. We'll be wrapping up here very quickly.
Any questions before we go?
George, the electricity went off? No.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. I think I hit camera 3 at one point, and the computer went to sleep, so it's a black screen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is a long one here from Connor. Odin, with all the props and projects you want to make, would you be able to, or be fine with maybe taking a few options from the list and everyone vote for one in a poll on YouTube?
You do that with your Patreons
I do that with my Patreons every once in a while, and I actually still owe them a prop. In fact, I was trying to ask a friend about helping me make the Endor helmets from Return of the Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay, so this one's the one that goes under. This one's the one that goes over.
And thank you, Mel. It's a lot of fun hanging with you. It says, thanks for streaming. It's a lot of fun hanging with you guys. Yeah.
All right, well, I think we can put something together so they can see.
Okay.
We have your lacing. We have...
You got pins if you care. Yeah, they went flat.
Yeah, but we have the armor so far.
We have
blue
the tape armor. Just imagine there's no blue tape. It's like a blue screen effect.
Well, it's to help me get my placement.
It's the...
Wait, which are we the correct way? We're not. It's supposed to go this way. I think something like this. But this one, and then we also have...
That...
There.
I think you had it right the other way.
Okay.
I think it goes this way.
Wait, do you have those pins? I moved them over here.
Because the computer we had the picture on that we could show you, it went to sleep. It could wake up, but it's out of reach.
Okay, this one. And then we could go across to there.
Have you tried staples?
Well, I like staples.
It's just my favorite line from Scrooge.
Yeah. Oops. It does not want to stab through that.
Yeah, you got a few layers of
Yeah, I'm just
what the foam and vinyl and
I'm trying to stab into the stitching spot so you don't see where I'm stabbing,
right.
and it's not working.
Right.
Anyways,
Yeah, I got an idea.
tape.
Clothespin.
Oh, C47. Don't we have
C47.
There you go.
Is it even going to be big enough? That's not going to work either.
It's holding it.
Okay.
This one goes here because this is going to go underneath this part, and then this part goes here. And then we have our pauldrons.
This is actually the first time I've seen it come together too. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, we've just had all the pieces, but never actually semi-together. And then we have...
The train!
We have this piece goes up here.
That's...
Is that the right direction? And then this piece goes down.
That's his right side. Right? Or are they both the same?
The same side as the buckle.
Okay.
Is that side. And then we have this piece and this piece. The shoulders. But
Shoulders!
anyways, it's getting together. I can't see what I'm doing.
You buried yourself.
Like I am. Hi.
There you are. You're the Witcher.
Yes.
You're like the three-headed knight from Monty Python with a giant body.
There you go.
Knee!
But I think it's starting to come together. It's starting to look like actual armor.
It is. It's totally looking like what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, and then once we get the stitching on the other piece, we can add the lining to that
Mm-hmm.
and then grommets.
I'll get those hammered out so I can just stitch to the next live stream without actually hammering a hammer on camera, because that's got to be so nice for the audio.
No, I think people love it. More hammering, right?
You people love it.
Anyways, so I think we're as far as we're gonna get today.
I think so.
But it's starting to look like a project.
It's totally looking like a project. It is. Yeah, it's totally that point where it's starting to look like a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks worse before it gets better.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, and I think we're past that.
Yeah, I feel like it's starting to get on the downhill of where things are actually starting to look right.
Right.
Because I know it starts to look really.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you thinking? Are you sure?
That was the grommets.
Yeah, this is not what I want to see. This, it's so hard to see this and imagine what I'm working on.
Right.
But it's going to come together really nicely. It's going to be nice and pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Its edges are going to be finished. And then we can start beating it up with swords.
And we'll have it done by the end of the year.
Maybe. I wouldn't guarantee it.
That's what we were saying last year. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in with us and hanging out with us for this afternoon. It's been a lot of fun reading your comments and sharing this time with you and building and crafting. Dan does junk. Zaku parts are freaking cool, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mechagodzilla
appreciates it. Did you want to add anything?
No, thank you guys. Had fun. Enjoyed myself.
Good, I'm glad. And we'll see you again this same time next week. Every Monday, we're going to continue live streaming this Witcher build from noon to 2 hour time. That's California time or Pacific, so please transpose as needed. And we run about 2 hours. It usually takes us about 15 minutes to say goodnight.
Almost
and right
exactly,
now, we're
right?
saying goodnight. So thank you all very, very much. See you next week.
Next time. Now you have to click the 2 buttons, right?
Right, I gotta click that button, and then it says, hey, are you sure? Went, yeah, I guess I kind of have to.